Good evening, good evening, good evening. Oh my god, she's already alive. Welcome to another live stream with me, Edward. It has been a while since we've had a live stream. Because I've been on holiday and doing all sorts of weird stuff, so I've been having some fun. I hope you guys have been having some fun without any live streams, because you don't have to rely on me. You can do your own shit, you know, your own people. But I hope you all having fun and ready for some shenanigans, because I have no idea what is going to happen today, but it is going to be fun. I hope you guys are all up for some shenanigans.
Yes.
Oh my lord, help me, people, help me, people. Anyways, just a few announcements before we get into all the whole business of Dungeons and Dragons. We have a frozen Lydia with a very interesting face. The music which you can hear going on in the background, hopefully which my players can also hear, has been provided to us by Sirenscape, Tabletop.audio.com, Ian Grimm, FeliciaStudios.com, and Alexander Nakarada from Serpent Snap Studios. So we thank them all very, very, very much for providing us with royalty-free music to allow us to be able to be used in the stream and as background music to everyone. In that regard, please guys in chat, do tell me what the balance is like between myself, my players, and the music and everything else that you can hear, because I have no idea what things sound like on your end. Also, players, please do also let me know if the music is too loud for you. The other thing that we have to talk about is Fantasy Grounds. Yes, Woo! Fantasy Grounds Unity is the virtual tabletop of choice for us. I would love to be using the DnD app, but unfortunately they do not have maps yet on their systems. If they did have maps, I would definitely be probably using them as well. But they don't. And Fantasy Grounds is the best virtual tabletop for that ride. So that's why we're using them. The miniatures, which you can see on the screen around you and probably below me at some point as well, have all been made in Heroforge, and we thank them very, very much for allowing us to use their miniatures on the stream today. Oh, and Lydia's back. Hey, Zoma! And we have Zoma as well.
Yes. I just arrived. I have my food. Nice. Unfortunately, I do not have tea. That's the unfortunate part. But I am.
Well, okay. have no fears about that, because I have my tea, and for those of you who
3 cups for you,
I think we're making up for it, and make up for you, Zelma. Also, you may also notice that my voice is not particularly on form as it normally is these days. That unfortunately is due to spending 4 days in a very crowded room with 150 people yelling at each other. So that is the reason why. I will do my best to put on voices and do all sorts of funny things, but I have only been talking for the past.
We only need one voice.
Oh. What do you think? It's not my voice though. But I've only been.
Yes, it is.
I mean,
it's Jeff's clearly.
It's very clearly Jeff's. Yes. Unfortunately,
I mean, you could do a raspy old man voice.
Oh yeah, that's very easy. I could do that one. That's quite easy.
You get your players to take over some of the voices.
Absolutely, I'm just gonna start doing that. I'm gonna start relying on you for the voices instead. That's fine. But no, I've only been talking for about the past half an hour, and unfortunately my voice has already been going like this. So we're gonna see how it goes. And yes, that mention of Jeff. Unfortunately, Jeff from the Twitch channel Alhandrin is not able to join us today due to work. So we do wish him very well in terms of that, and hopefully he can join us again next week. But without further ado, let's have some introductions from our players, starting with Lydia, who plays Shania. How are you doing? And please tell us a little about Shania for us.
Hello. In the words of a well-known musician, she came here to drink, and fight. And that's on the schedule for today, so this is amazing.
Yep. Yep.
Shania's a fighter, high class, and by nature. And a tiefling, as you can see by the cute little miniature.
Indeed. And a tiefling who has abandoned her family's duties to serve a mage. So interesting. Well, there's been some interactions with regards to that.
Rude.
So we'll see
Why would
how
you
that
bring
works.
that up? Why? Rude.
We'll find out.
We'll interesting rumor going around that she may or may not have been proposed to by said mage.
Indeed. So we'll see how far that goes and see what happens. Beside her, we have Neil from Immersion Diversion. I was trying to remember your name and your Twitch channel from Immersion Diversion, who plays our wood elf, as it were, Sykes. How you doing, sir? Please tell us a little bit about Sykes for us.
I'm doing good. I just got back from New York, so I wasn't able to. Yeah, so I had to have a good weekend. And yes, I play Sykes, the Wood Elf Ranger. Currently looking for his family, and about to take place in a archery contest. Yeah!
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. I'm quite curious to see what happens in that.
Here's to my 101st golden arrow.
Are you sure about that now?
I know, I'm just kidding. I don't know.
I'm gonna have to see how well that turns out.
Competition after 100 years.
Indeed. And above him, we would have Jeff, who would be playing Tefari. Tefari is a noble mage, one with an interesting past to him, and we certainly had quite a bit of a history dump, as it were, from him last session, or at least the session before, as to his past and what that involved. But unfortunately, as previously mentioned, Jeff is unable to join us today. Beside him, though, we have the lovable, wonderful, cuddly, naive Furbolg in the form of Farrell, played by Sean. How you doing, Sean?
I've been doing good.
Please tell us a little bit about Farrell for us.
Oh, he's the description of a gentle giant. He came from a stronghold out in the middle of the forest and knows nothing about life, and he's certainly learning quite a bit with the group that he's with.
Oh, that is
whether or not it's a good example or a bad example is up to anyone's interpretation, but
that is very much the case. He's definitely
certainly learning.
Yeah, he's definitely learning some things. We'll have to see what those are like, but he's definitely learning some things.
And he's quite a peach.
Oh yes, he is quite the peach. And beside him we have Zelma, who plays the character of Illyria. Hi. How you? Yeah. Hi. I got that. I got that, Neil. How you doing, Zelma? Please tell us a little bit about Illyria for us.
Oh man, hold on. Let me finish up this quick bite.
Got my Muppet arms.
Yeah,
God help me.
Illyria. Oh man, I need to catch up on Illyria. It's been a hot minute. Yes, Illyria is your wonderful fighter wizard failing that recently learned her past and want to try to navigate through life and trying to find out what her previous life was with the help of this wonderful merry band of what's the word?
Criminals?
Morons?
Very questionable folk.
Very questionable folk. That is a very good description. Perhaps that should become your group name. The very questionable folk.
Yeah, and that's about it on my end. I'm trying to enjoy my food here.
Enjoy your food. Yes, and to be honest, the very questionable folk, from my end, certainly seems the most appropriate title. But I'm just a GM, so I can't decide what you're called. And that is our. Though this is our merry bands which we have today, so we're going to dump and dive straight into the game today. It has been a while, so please excuse any slight stuttering and trying to remember what the hell happened, because I do somewhat remember what happened. Our five heroes had discovered that their previous rooms, which they had vacated in terms of a distraction, and same to you too, had been ransacked by somebody or other, and that somebody or other was spotted to be a dragonborn that our character Sykes saw through a window, disappearing into an alley. A brief discussion was had as to what was happening, but while this discussion was happening, the city where our five heroes are currently are, which is the city of Fall, started to get more and more busy. Heading down into the bar, it was discovered that today is the Festival of Cain, the festival of life, when the entire city goes completely and utterly nuts. And instead of, possibly following up on a little issue, our five heroes decided to go and enjoy the festivities. finding out what was available, there was an eating contest, a drinking contest, an archery contest, a fighting contest, and many, many other contests were put on for today. Our party has decided to, or at least some of our party, which I believe was Janai, Sykes, and Farrell, had all decided to partake in the drinking contest. There was also an attempt to at least find a merry band to take part in the eating contest, which will be taking place at the same time as the drinking contest, but unfortunately they were unable to find anybody who would join Farrell in the eating contest. The other
won.
Well, we would see about that.
What was it? Was a starving child or something? I don't remember.
There was, but there was indeed a very, very wholesome moment in the session last. Yes, I was about to say last week, but it wasn't last week. 2 weeks ago, when Janai and Farrell bought some food for a very starving-looking man and his children, or his child, and what's more, even managed to slip a little bit of gold into his pocket. So we'll see what happens with that, if anything happens with that in the future.
He's going to start up a business. I'm putting that nail in the coffin.
You're predicting it now. Business, straight off. Well, we'll see about that. We'll see about that.
He's going to be our
business He'll work for the
partner.
song and dance.
He might end up working for song and dance. Who knows? But
he'll be our business partner.
The the other contest that our heroes, or at least one of our heroes, has decided to sign up for is the human versus human, or person versus person, as she was very, very adamant in calling it. Which was, and what's more, she decided to also go for the weapons-free contest. I believe that was the case, because there was a choice.
She said weapons.
No.
There was a choice
I'm not finding any monks.
There was a choice between bare knuckle fighting and weapons free.
Oh, weapons free is in there will be weapons, and it's free choice of weapons. Yes,
it's
okay.
Free choice
when you say weapons free, it sounds like, car free, and there's no cars. There's no weapons.
No,
there's
there
a
are
weapons free zone.
No. There are definitely weapons involved in this fight.
Okay, good.
There are definitely weapons involved in this fight. Of course, it was previously stated that while weapons were allowed, there is a dampening field, as it were, placed around the ring so that the weapons would not be able to kill. So we'll see how well that turns out. And before all then, our party decided to go and support a certain archer within our group to try and receive or win the golden arrow, it was called, which he claims to be the 100, which if he does win will be the 151st arrow, golden arrow, for which he has in his collection, or at least. And he says there are 100 arrows back at home, or at least that's what he thinks there are. Of course, there are
a bit foggy lately.
You might have been a bit foggy lately. It's also the fact that you sent 2 dwarves home to take care of your fields. So we'll see if those 100 arrows are still remaining there. Either way.
My secret stashes.
Either way, we are going to start with that moment where our heroes, or rather Sykes, along with 5 other people, has decided to line up along a field with targets waiting out in front of them. Let me find some appropriate music here. Let's go for
if you don't Robin Hood one of your arrows, I'll be very upset.
We'll all be very disappointed in you.
So I have to shoot an arrow that's in the air still in half and still get the
No, a Robin Hood is when you have an arrow already in the bullseye and then you hit that arrow with another arrow. Yeah, yep. I've actually done that once.
Yeah, Rob, it is actually possible to do, and a friend of mine is an archer and actually has also managed to do it himself. It's quite an incredible feat, but yes.
It was all luck on my side on that one, but
my music is being a little bit slow in playing. But anyways, so the 5 of you have all been told notch, and you've all taken aim and loose, and you're all fire your shots. Please roll me your attack, sir.
So when he would have his aim, that's where I would use my aim to get the bow to get the
correct.
advantage.
You did tell me that, yeah.
So, yeah. Hell yeah! Woo!
First roll of the game.
Oh my god, double 10s!
It's
which
still
means
waiting
it'll
to
be
come
like
through
a
my
16 or something.
I'm not seeing it. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, I rolled 2
there we
10s.
Yeah, that
So
was really
16.
delayed, but
Yeah.
It's waiting to come through on my end. It's being a bit slow.
Ow.
But then again,
No,
I think
let's face it. Neil has the gift of prophecy.
it
I rolled two
could
natural 20s.
could be.
Yeah.
2 natural 20s.
Oh man.
Come on, there we
There we
go. There's a 16. Cool. Your first shot had landed. It has fire. It is. You were very accurate with the shot, and it definitely sailed, but unfortunately didn't quite hit the bullseye you were aiming for. It has managed to hit the second ring in, garnering you 2 points. You can also see a full scattering of people along there, plus another person who is about to also take a shot. When fencing grounds decide to speed up for me.
Did you say that the further the distance to the more points you get as well?
No, the further in.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
So
I
you
thought there were
see.
multiple targets like behind it. So
No. It's not multiple targets. It's you're all tied
Okay.
in a line, and then you have different rings.
Yep.
On top of
Gotcha.
that. So you watch as you look along the line. And some of the art, and you look along the targets. Some of them pretty good shots, but there was one person in particular who is seen to be a rather short little fellow with bluish hair, and they have not loosed at the same time as everybody. They've waited just a slight second longer, and just as you put your arrow down, you glance across and see this arrow fly almost perpendicular to the ground and strike the center of the target. He is at this present moment the only person to have struck the center of the target. There is a cheer from the crowd around as the arrows go flying, and it just seems to be the crowd is just cheering for everybody. There's no differentiation in the cheer. They just seem to be having a lot of fun, and the plus bloody play will you stupid fucking music. Anyways, the caller says, "What a wonderful first round!" We see, bad luck there, Jim. You're gonna have to start working on that properly there. Good shooting there from Tom. Seems like our star for this year, which has been, and she has been doing a lot. She's been doing a lot of practice. Sarah. This is also the lady who I did previously say he. It's actually a she. Sarah seems to have got the full marks there. So congratulations to Sarah and Sykes. Not a bad shot. But we have 3 more rounds to go. Archers, notch.
I so
Loose.
really want someone to crit fail and like break a bowstring.
What?
Ooh, archery is not working for you today, and this person is simply going to shoot again.
The sons
gotta
of
get
my
lower.
eyes. And
Wow.
I
Meet
didn't
'em,
have
though.
a big enough breakfast, and
And let's
there's
just
a
roll
wind,
random for everybody
and-
else. This round proved to be not as good as the first rounds, with everybody's shots not quite landing where they should be. You can see that the person who managed to hit the bullseye was a little bit overconfident, and her shot went a little bit wide. Has failed to strike the target.
Ooh.
I guess fair enough. Maybe there was a cross breeze in that one.
There was probably a cross breeze in that one. Yeah, she was a little bit confident, and the shot went completely wide. You can also see a lot of other people's shots seem to have just gone all over the place, except for your shot. Your shot has landed in exactly the same ring and very close to the same arrow to the previous arrow that you shot in the previous round. There are lots of oh no and a few cheers for you because of your shot, but also quite a lot of groans from the crowds due to how poorly that previous round was.
Probably one of them broke their bow in the process, but we don't talk about that.
Well, there was a little bit of shit fuck from somebody, but it's not seen who that was. The announcer said, "Ooh. Well, good luck. You've still got another round to go. Good luck to all of you. Draw and loose."
Crit.
I got 22.
Wow, very nice, very nice. Sure, we'll go with this music. It's fine.
Ooh.
We'll go with this music. Your arrow fires straight and true, and you've got your eye in now, or at least you think you got your eye in now, because you saw where all your previous arrows go. You just shifted your aim slightly, and your arrow flies straight into the middle of the target. Our competitive archer She fires off, and she at first a little bit shaken from the fact that from her previous arrow going way off, her arrow fires straight and true into the third ring from the edge. Everybody else's arrows. Wow.
Oh my god.
Unfortunately, everybody else's arrows. What this was very much competition of friends, and yeah, the skill was very much there, except for our star. But our star who unfortunately was not able to keep her cool quite enough in order to get that final center shot which she needed. The caller says, "Oh, wonderful round from everybody! Lots of cheers, lots of claps, and there's lots of cheering and clapping from everybody." Right, I'm going to go and check all the... I'm just going to do a quick totting up, and if you can hang around for a good 5 minutes, I'll... 5 minutes or so. Never really keep track of time. Just hang around here for a little while I just go and count up the arrows and announce the winner in... He glances at the targets. About 10 minutes or so. Just hang around here, and he... the crowd disperses a little bit before he wanders off to the targets and starts counting all the arrows. Is there anything that you guys would like to do while he's doing this?
I mean, I'll happily amble over to Sykes and clap him on the shoulder.
Oh, thanks.
Good.
I kind of like, I don't know what was going on, but at the end I guess I kind of pulled back, so that's pretty good.
Well, you did blind it, so that's good. You hit it right in the eye.
Oh yeah, I forgot Illyria's not there.
Illyria's not there, indeed. Illyria's unfortunately not there. The
actually, yeah, I did forget about. Yeah.
our very friendly announcer grabs all your attention for a moment. Says, "Ladies and gentlemen, I have the results." It was quite the interesting matchup here. I see that we had quite the spread of scores, but also pretty close scores going on here. In third place, and with a commendable 10 points, we have Tom. And there's cheers from everybody, and Tom just simply graciously nods and takes a swig of drink. In second place, and this was a very close one. This was a very, very close one. But with 13 points, we have Sarah. And Sarah, the diminutive lady who she is, just stamps us fucking shit balls, and just storms off into the crowd. It storms off to the crowd. But that means our winner today is our elf archer with 14 points. Give a round of applause for Sykes, and you may come and collect your winnings. And there's a whole the crowd goes wild. People are clapping and cheering for you.
Can I hoist him in the air?
Sorry?
Can I hoist him in the air? Put him on my shoulders?
Sure. You can hoist him in the air. You hoist Sykes up into the air. The caller says, "Hold on before you do it. Just come here. Just come here. You want to accept? You need to get your prize."
I'll walk him over. He's on my shoulders.
You walk him on the shoulders. You're on Sykes' shoulders, and yeah, you're a little bit high up. Well, congratulations! And he hands you this very simple wooden box. It's a very
open the box.
Inside is a very simply carved gold painted arrow. It is not quite to the other arrows that some of the arrows that you have at home, or some of the other arrows that you actually are pure gold. You get the feeling that they probably decided to go with the painted gold because it would be cheaper. But at least you have won the golden arrow for this tournament.
I kind of turn it to the crowd and I just like show it in the crowd. It's like, yeah, like get the crowd
and the crowd that has gathered around you responds, "Yeah, drinks for Sykes, drinks for Sykes."
Yeah.
Sykes, and the crowd starts going with it. Somebody shoves a tankard of ale in your hand. Shania, you also shoved a tankard of ale in your hand as well.
I pass it along to Sykes once the first one's done.
Oh. you gotta pre-game a little bit before the drinking contest.
Indeed.
Drink.
There will be another competition later on. If anybody would like to partake in that competition, obviously this will not be for the golden arrow because this was the important one. But if you'd like to come by for some possibly when you place some gold upon some people or yourself to see how to go. And the announcer carries on talking about the archery contest, which will be a bit more of a betting competition later on that day, inviting people to come back.
I just looked at Janae and I'm like.
We'll have to see.
Yeah.
Time is ticking on, and it is almost time for the drinking competition. Want to head that direction, or would you like to do some?
Sykes on my shoulders. Head in that
Sykes on your
direction.
shoulders. Okay,
Drink,
so
Sykes.
Sykes. Yes, absolutely. And so you wander back into the city and head across to the poor district, where the market that was previously established within the poor district has been temporarily closed and cleared away to the sides. And in the center of this this market stall has been laid out 2 long tables. One set of these tables is just full of people already seated, and you can tell that they're all in teams. Some of them seem to be dressed very, very similarly. Some seem to have these similar sort of facial scars, and others seem to wear certain things that make them similar to each other. And as you enter, the strong smell of pie really strikes your nose. And you glance over the table and you see that the table is just covered. You can't see the wood of the table anymore. You can see the table is just covered in dishes of meats and pies and all sorts of quite heavy but wonderful cuisines. For those of you with not the strong constitution, might make you feel a little bit sick for how much food there was on the table. On the other table, though,
Farrell's mouth is just watering.
Oh, I imagine so. Yes. On the other side, though, on the other table, you see just these great big vats, as you were, and they are positioned in rows along the table, and there is already one person at 3 of them. The other 2 have 2 people in front of them. I believe, from what I remember last session, it was Shania, Sykes, and Farrell had all decided to partake in this competition. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty then.
We're sponsored by the song and dance. We have matching uniforms and everything.
Okay, right. So that's the thing you've now established. So we'll have to see about that.
It is now.
Well, we're not going to quite have that, but you're putting it about the song and dance is helping you out here. You're putting out the name a bit. Let's just say it. Let's just call it that. The competition manager for these 2 events strides up to the 3 of us. Right, you 3 are the ones for the drinking competition, right?
Yep.
Right, okay. Take your seat at one of these, each one of the 3 barrels, and then we'll get started. While you do that, let me just go and take care of these fat eating fellas over here, and then we'll get back to you. And he heads off there. The three barrels, as it were, these 3 sort of pot belly barrels on the tables. The people on the other side of them, one of them appears to be a very, very thin-looking gentleman with very, very long ears. You can tell that they are a pure-blood elf. Wearing.
No,
sorry, Jerry.
Jerry? No.
Jerry? Well, they are definitely a farmer. They are very, very much definitely a farmer. You certainly recognise the garb, Sykes and Shania, and it's clear that and when you look at how tanned and leathery his skin is, he's definitely somebody who works outside quite a lot. And against the other side of another one of these barrels is a very large gentleman, with these great tattoos. Large, I mean broad. I don't mean high. I mean broad. A very large, broad gentleman with these sort of very mariner-like tattoos on his arms. And again, his skin is also very weathered, but in a different way. It's not sunbleached. Seems to be almost bleached by wind and rain. A very weathered, leathery skinned gentleman. And the last remaining one is a very posh-looking individual. They have slightly ruddy skin. They seem to be somebody who very much enjoys their drink, because when you look at their face, there is that sort of ruddy, reddish complexion from somebody who is a very experienced drinker. And they have a very sort of bushy white beard and bushy white hair, and appear to be quite well dressed. A little bit out of place for the poor district, but they've certainly decided to take part in the drinking competition. Who would you like to face off against?
Lydia, or I mean Janai.
I'll take the posh guy.
Okay.
I'll do the big bearded guy.
And I'll do the last guy.
Okay, so we've got an elf versus an elf, a big guy versus a big guy, and a posh dude against a
I get the skinny dude.
you get this skinny dude against a person.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have to see how that turns out. You sit down opposite the very well dressed gentleman. He gives a look at you, gives a sort of watery grin, as though he's probably already been drinking already. Says, "Oh, good. It's been a while since I've faced against a tiefling. It's a pleasure to meet you."
Oh, well met, sir. What is your favorite drink?
Oh, you're also relative. Well, I do find myself in a little bit of wine, but I'm very much up for something else. Never mind that.
Oh, well. Well, let's hope they have drinks up to your standard, yes, sir?
At this present moment, I'll drink anything. What? Yes, you get the very much that impression from him. Farrell, Farrell, as you sit down, the very large gentleman, he seems to be quite polite in terms of, as you go to sit down, he stands up very slightly, not in the threatening way, but in a way to sort of and welcome you to the table, and sticks his arm out and says, "Pleasure to meet you. I'm Richard."
Hello, I'm Farrell. This will be fun.
Do you take his hand?
Yes, I take it and I pull it off his body. I shake his hand.
Good luck drinking now!
Yeah.
Without an arm,
I literally take his hand.
You literally take. Well, you go to take his hand, and he when you grasp his hands, there is a very, very firm grip there, very firm, and you can feel the calluses on his hand from a life at sea. So he gives you a very, very firm grip.
Oh no, he's a sailor too. Oh gosh.
Oh yeah, he is. So, well, it's a pleasure having a good drinking companion such as yourself. And just before we carry on with the third guy, my bar life. Hi. It's good to see you. It's been a long time. Hope you enjoy your lurk. And Sykes.
Also a very appropriate moment for having that name.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. And Sykes, the farmer who you go to sit opposite, looks up at you, gives you a gentle nod, and doesn't say anything.
I just nod back from two.
Fair enough.
I just kind of tip my hat to him, just like.
It gives you a gentle nod as well.
Yeah.
The announcer for this competition. You can hear him. You can see him. He started off the competition, the pie eating competition, on the tables on the other side, and he comes over to your table and says, "Ladies and gentlemen, and people from abroad, you pretty much know how the drill is. It's 5 rounds. If you're still standing after 5 rounds, we'll go to a knockout. Apart from that, it's drink and drink and drink, basically. So, when I say go, take your cup, which you see in front of you, stuff it in the barrel in front of you. On top of that, take a swig and drink. All right. On a count of 3, 3, 2, 1, and everybody just dives into the barrels and starts drinking. Please, could I have a Constitution saving throw from the 3 of you, please?
Yeah.
12.
Obviously, Janai is the one that rolls the best.
Yeah, I'm not surprised by that at all, to be honest. Let me just roll. Let's go Constitution saving throw for
Supposed to drink when he said go.
Wait. 1, 2. Oh dear.
Oh.
Ah!
For the other 2. Right. Okay. So, here's what happens. The three of you dunk your glasses in and give it a good swig. Your opponents, or at least your opponents, Sykes and Janae, they go to dive in and they grab a drink and they start drinking and drinking and drinking. But unfortunately, they get a little bit further and just go, and they take a little bit longer to drink than you two. You two just down it, absolutely knock it back. Even for you, Janai, this is just swill. You know how swill tastes. This stuff is designed to get alcohol into your bloodstream as quickly as possible. So, for you is nothing. For your opponents, for your 2 opponents, this is a little bit more difficult for them. They seem to have been a little bit put off by this fact, but they eventually.
Mr. Wine has trouble.
Mr. Wine has a little bit of trouble indeed, but they do somewhat knock it down. And Farrell, your opponent is like you. He is efficient. He is somebody who is very acquainted with water and drinks it like water. Further down the table, you can see that the other contestees also, they seem to be okay with this swell, but nobody seems to have done anything yet. As you finish your drinks, it says, "Right, how are you all doing? Yeah, you look all right. Okay, and go!" And you just start booking in. So please, can I have another Constitution saving throw from you all, please? The DC has now risen.
And I rolled the exact same thing as I did last time. I'm very consistent.
You are very consistent,
anything.
yes.
Whoa, Janae.
Ooh, Janae, oh dear.
Someone's dice bumped into mine. I blame somebody else.
Farrell's white-haired gentleman, oh dear. And elf, oh good lord.
At least your opponent is also really bad, so that helps.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Okay, so you go to drink, and again, for you, Farrell, you're used to it. For some reason, your first experience with liquor, well, with alcohol, was with liquor, or liqueur. It was with liquor. It was hard stuff. It was really strong alcohol that you had, and for some reason, this has helped you develop quite the tolerance to it, somehow. And this sort of swill that is designed to get alcohol into your system as quickly as possible, it's okay. And this is also the same for your opponent. He also just seems to be drinking perfectly fine. Let me just have a quick look at the other ones. Sykes, again, just for you as well. This is it's fine. It's a little bit like water almost, but yeah, you're fine with it. Shania, so it's after your first drinks. Yeah, you've got this. And then you go to have a second, and you start drinking. It's like, oh, maybe I don't. And you struggle to finish that drink. You struggle, but
I try to swallow. I get a burp, and then it.
A slight regurgitation. Yeah, there is a slight regurgitation.
And moving on.
That alone
Yeah.
is probably the
Janae
reason why I
heart.
would never do a drinking contest. Like, this beer makes me so burpy.
Janae is used to hard drinks at start one drink.
Yeah, there is a slight regurgitation, but your opponent is also looking very much not good. In actual fact, he goes to take a drink, and there is also that, and he tries to drink further. He tries to drink further, but he eventually puts it down and goes, "I've had too much to drink." He gets up from the table, stumbles over to a corner, and you hear the telltale retch as everything he has eaten and drunken for the day up until this point comes back out and says hi to the world in a very dramatic fashion. Sykes, your opponent as well also seems to be struggling quite a lot. They are indeed trying to hold it down, and they just about stick around, but only just. The announcer comes across the table. Says, right, oh dear. So we lost All right, we lost the pop. We've lost.
Oh, man, Williker.
Oh man, Williker. We lost the pop. We lost. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. And as you look down the table, you can see that the two pairs of contestants further down the table, they both have all gone nope, and just have either collapsed or have vacated the table in a very quick fashion, and are now currently retching in the corner. All right, Tiefling. I'm sorry, I didn't get your name again. What was your name? What was your name, love?
Janai.
Janai. Well, you can carry on drinking if you like, but you've won against your opponent there. But we'll have to see how these fellas are doing here. All right, and the two pairs remaining. Go for it. Go for a drink. Roll me Constitution saving throw, please, Farrell and Sykes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow, another 16. Oh my god.
You guys like you.
This is oh dear. Right.
Oh.
Here's what happens. Farrell, you going for the drink and yeah, knocks it straight back. You just knock it straight back. This is you're starting to question whether this drink actually has alcohol in it. It's certainly the feelings that you're getting are not what you're used to. This is definitely something that you should at least be starting to experience. Sykes, unfortunately for you, your constitution, while is good, not that good, and you're beginning to feel queasy. You're fighting to get this drink down. You are fighting to get it down. But your opponent, he goes into to fill his cup, and as he leans in and goes, "How's your wife doing?" and starts to drink and drink and drink, and then eventually goes, no, and he gets off the table and goes off to a corner and starts to puke. Your sailor, the sailor, Farrell, he definitely is struggling to hold this down. He's definitely struggling to hold this down. He manages to drink. He manages to pull it down to get something in, but it's work. It's work.
And here I'm just drinking water.
You're pretty much drinking water. So you the announcer after checking to see how the pie competition is going, and as you glance over, you can see that several of the teams have been eliminated, but there are still two teams going. But you can also tell that the speed of which these two teams are eating is rather slow, rather slow indeed. But they're still going somehow. The announcer comes across and goes, "Oh, we lost another few here. Right, Janai, I think you said, love. Why do you go against? When are you going against your elf companion? Why don't you two face off? We see that Sailor Boy and Big Fella are still going just about. So why don't you two have a drink off against each other?
Okay.
Alrighty then. Contestants, on your marks, drink! And please roll me a Constitution saving throw, everybody.
Oh, wow.
I hit
Fucking
two
hell.
16s in a row and then two 22s in a row.
Yeah, 19.
Oh.
So, and let's just see how Sailor Boy does. Oh no.
How does that
So-
even work?
How does it even work? So, yeah, Farrell. It's just.
Scores real high.
And you're actually beginning to enjoy the.
My drink.
Sorry.
You're beginning to enjoy the flavour. It's a little bit malty. It's a little bit thin. But it's got quite a sort of malty flavour. There might even be an orange aftertaste after this. It's not bad. It's not bad.
I'm having a lovely time.
Yeah, you're having a lovely time. Unfortunately, your contestants, your sailor contestant, while being a sailor, very much one used to drink. Unfortunately, he does not manage to hold this one down. He doesn't even get up from the table. He simply just goes, nope. Turns to his side, and it all comes flying out. I would like you now to roll me a Constitution saving throw to hold your stuff in as he vomits onto the floor in front of you. Just. It certainly makes you feel a little bit queasy. There's definitely a look away. But you're able to hold the drink down. Unfortunately for you, Shania, yeah, that last drink was that was the limit. That was the absolute limit. This one is not gonna. This one's either going to stay in the cup, or it's going to go in and then it's going to come right back out.
Can I describe how I fuck up?
Go for it.
All right, so I'm drinking like, and it's like psych.
Nice. Yeah, that's exactly what happens. Psych. Whoa, shit.
I
yes.
thought you were gonna describe it like if you guys seen the movie Airplane, where he's like, I have a drinking problem, and he just like tries to drink it and just splashes against his face instead.
It's a little bit similar because Shania also forgets that she's meant to drink, and starts coughing and choking as she tries to. She tries to reorientate her body into drinking, but also there's quite a lot of alcohol now in her system. Sykes, you are able to hold this down. So now it is between the pair of you, Sykes. It's between the pair of you, Sykes and Farrell.
Let's bring it on. Boy.
Bring the big guns.
Bring the big guns. Yes. The caller comes across. You can see that the pair of you, that the table has beginning to gather a little bit of crowd as people have dropped out to go off and either relieve themselves or get rid of whatever alcohol is in their system, so they don't end up dying from alcohol poisoning. Whereas the crowd is now gathered around you, and Shania, you're going psych, and that has definitely got the crowd up a bit. They're starting to go psych. Of course.
Oh, so no love for the furball, huh?
Unfortunately, no. There is no love for the furball because Furbolg's name has not been said.
That's true.
So, the caller sort of pushes his way through the crowd. He's like, right, how are we doing over here? Sorry, love. He said, looking at.
Knowing how gullible and like just kind of naive he is, he's probably also chanting psych.
Oh, adorable.
I'm like, Farrell, you're supposed to root for yourself.
just roll me an intelligence check, please, Farrell. You do not understand what Sykes is saying because those words are slurred.
I don't know.
So it's a bit difficult to understand what he's saying. Right. Sykes, I think you said it was. And Farrell, right. You're two of the two last ones. If you finish this round together, you're both winners. I'd rather not because that means I don't have to share the prize up between you two. But that said.
May
Drink.
the best man will, Farrell.
I want us both to crit fail so bad right now.
Bad's the best. Flip better.
I actually said Will Farrell.
Make this real Farrell.
Nope, I just pass out.
Yep. Yeah, Sykes, you go to drink. And yeah, it is literally like that. You go to drink, you start drinking, and you lean back so far.
Will Ferrell.
It's Will Ferrell. Best Will Ferrell. Oh God.
Well, that's what I said. I was trying to say we're the best man, and I said Will. What? Wait.
If you've ever seen the Lord of the Rings Extended Edition in the third film where Legolas and Gimli are drinking, that's pretty much what happens, except it's the other way round in terms of the elf and dwarf, because it's Sykes who goes and falls back completely out of it.
Your line is.
And Farrell.
Come on, remember. You feel a slight tickling in your fingers.
Oh yeah, I think it's finally affecting me.
It's finally affecting me. Yes, indeed, you do start to feel that. And the gentleman goes, "Yeah, we have a winner!" And he goes to hold up your hand, Farrell. And you're now you're plastered. You're absolutely plastered. In actual fact, all three of you are plastered right now. You're just drunk as hell.
I'm on the ground.
Yes, Sykes, you're on the ground. Shania, you're still coherent, somewhat. Farrell, you are just. Whoa! You're drunk as hell. You are absolutely drunk right now.
Like, so this
is
and yes, we have a winner. Say what? Congratulations to Farrell. Here's your winnings, dude, buddy. And he shoves this bag in your hat. He shoves your bag sort of into your chest.
Sykes. I mean,
Me. Oh, he's just trying to Sykes after he won.
Hey, he's drunk. Cut him some slack.
My name is Sykes now.
Shania, please could you roll me a perception roll with disadvantage? You too, Farrell.
What, me?
Yeah, both of you.
Alright.
With disadvantage.
Alright. I'm too drunk to find perception on my sheet. There it is.
Oh wow! I rolled
That's
a 20 and a
amazing.
19.
Holy
I
shit.
rolled a 19
Fuck,
and a
dude.
2.
Holy crap,
Yeah,
dude.
It hovered on a 19 and a 1, so I actually thought like wow, I almost crit failed on my disadvantage.
Fucking hell, that is amazing. But Shania, yeah, you don't see shit. You're just happy and celebrating. You're buzzed. Sykes, absolutely. Farrell, you're the one who spots this. There is a you see a young boy in not rags, but certainly not very well dressed. And they have approached Sykes and are busy rummaging through his pockets.
My stuff.
I was be like, hey, the small thing is digging through your
Small.
stuff. You should like not do that and like stop that.
Who are you saying this to?
I'm just kind of like I'm sort of addressing Sykes, but I'm also just kind of just pointing and saying it out loud just to like anybody.
Okay.
Do
okay.
what Garm did. Do what
yeah.
Garm did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shania, please just roll me an intelligence
Grab
check
me, intimidate him.
with disadvantage.
Me? An
Yes.
intelligence check? Ah, that's
With
really
disadvantage.
funny. Yeah. This is gonna go really well.
Yep. He's pointing at something, and he's saying something, but
Ha, small.
small.
Small, very small thing.
If he's still there, I kind of want to grab like the kid by the collar. Just be like, stop.
But you start wandering towards. You start sort of almost rolling towards him, as it were, and you go to grab him. He looks up at you, fuck this, and he darts away.
Should have
Sykes.
done what Garm did.
Yeah. Just scare the literal pee out of him.
Yeah, Sykes, please cross off a dagger.
Oh!
A dagger, a spike, and 4 pieces of tobacco from your list, as well as also 10 copper pieces.
You monster. Alright.
Hey, he
where's my
didn't
tobacco?
steal your trophy, so there's that.
Oh, he was going to, but you started walking towards him.
I'll just delete it.
Oh yeah, I forgot. What was the prize for the drinking contest?
The prize for the drinking contest, when you have a look into the bag, is 25 gold pieces.
Oh wow!
You have that money. That's yours now.
I can plant it. Make more trees.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are.
I got more money seeds.
From a GM point of view, I am so willing to let this happen if you can make it work in terms of roleplay. I'm genuinely really willing for this to happen if you can make it work from a world's perspective roleplay standpoint. But you're gonna have to work hard for it.
Mm.
So, the 3 of you are all now completely plastered with and Tefari is also there and has just been watching the proceedings.
Also there.
He is also there. He did not take part in it. I believe he abstained from this. But he is also there watching the proceedings. So the 4 of you are now completely not plastered. There is about an hour to go until the fight. So if there's anything that the 4 of you would like to do, please say so now, or at least think of something while we go across the city to Illyria, who has been watching a sort of a net sewing competition with a gentleman who left an address in your possession.
Wait, what's going on? I just came back.
Yeah, no worries, mate. We've been focusing on the other guys for a little while, so
Yeah, I was playing with a little kitten. So
we're now with you. You have just been left to your own devices by a certain very tall, handsome gentleman, who you spent you whiled away a few hours with watching a net making competition, and he has left a very simple address with you, and has excused himself and gone on his way.
Gotcha. Oh man, I don't know where to begin. Shit.
Well, you are in the docks.
Yeah, I'm in the docks. I did have, I think I have it on my notes. Hold on. I think I got that memory scene or whatever the fuck it's called.
You did?
No, I didn't. Yeah, okay. I didn't put it down, but I do remember it. Yeah, alright, cool. Well, I think a brain cell or two kind of clicked in her mind, and she starts to not really do what she originally planned, but trying to find things that'll trigger a memory or two inside. So she kind of starts wandering around again.
Okay.
Nothing to it.
All right. Is this are you just walking randomly, or do you have a purpose?
Well, the purpose is to find something of resemblance of her old life.
Gotcha.
So she'll start looking around and seeing if anything makes her feel any familiarity and whatnot.
Okay.
God damn it, kid! Quit attacking my foot!
Wonderful thing about kittens. You are wondering. You start trying to chase that memory you had of a ship display that you had. It got a bit confusing for you as well, because the display you were watching was one of ships, a type of ship that you are not familiar with, because they come from this area. And then it started to become overlaid with this memory of ships that seem to be familiar with you, almost trireme or bireme-like ships from your memory, but then it didn't quite match up. So you start wandering around, and it starts to get quite confusing for you, because you've now been left to your own devices, and you're starting to become you're getting senses. You're getting this sort of sensory input. You're getting the smell of the sea. You're getting the smell of fish. The smell of dried fish, basically on the water. Did you want to go to something slightly better? And it's almost it's starting to become a little bit of a sensory overload, because you're beginning to smell something else. Like there's a spice in the air. Like there's this sort of sandy heat in the air. This is what you're beginning to get. This sort of that sense you're beginning. And as you follow that scent, you find yourself in front of a stall with these almost spiced meats laid out in front of you. And there is a gentle sort of charcoal fire going on just beside the stall, where a gentleman seems to be cooking this almost dried meats and dried fish on the side there, and you get that smell of the dried fish and that charcoal scent, as well as this very pungent sweet smell. But it seems to be going on. It your nose is filled with this. But as you turn away and you walk further down the dock, that smell lingers with you, and you begin to get confused between something in your memory and what you're currently seeing. Please, could you roll me a wisdom saving throw?
Wisdom saving throw. All right. An 8. Oh, it nearly landed on a 1, and I got so scared. My fantasy Tuesday fantasy grounds was not fun. I kept rolling low. Looks like it's coming back to bite me again.
Unfortunately, it is now getting. It's not bad, but you are beginning to get very, very confused. What you are seeing is what you're beginning to see is this bright sunlight, like the sun the sun that is extremely high up in the heavens, and is giving off this very great amount of heat as well. But it's a very dry heat. It's not damp in any way, but it's very, very dry. And the dock has become this sort of sand-coloured stone with these great large stone blocks. And it seems to extend both to left and right, and you begin hearing the sounds around you. They are of a language that is familiar to you, but you can't quite work it out. And the dock just extends away in front of you and out. And as you look to your left, down towards the docks, where you would look out at least to the estuary of Fall. You look out and you just see this wide expanse of sea to your left. It's just this beautiful expanse of sea, and it's hot. It's no longer springtime. It is now the middle of summer, and the heat is extraordinary.
So, desert, and plus from what I have gathered, her homeland is over a whole other place that's filled with desert. I'm just talking to myself.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Well then, yeah, I don't know where to go from here. A lot of decisions. Well, certainly I assume she stopped where she is from, walking and whatnot. So she's kind of staring off to space because of this.
Yep, no worries.
Yeah.
You're staring off to space and you're distracted. It's difficult to comprehend what you're seeing, but as you are trying to comprehend this, you feel a touch on your arm. And as you look down, you see this sort of wizened old woman looking at us. "You're right there, love."
Ooh,
No,
she definitely got startled and jumped.
Sure,
for
no
a
worries.
moment. I'm fine, I guess. I'm just reminiscing.
As you're saying this, the vision, that sort of confusing sight that you were seeing, fades very, very quickly, and you are back in the almost drab light of the capital of the docks of Fall. It's very, very different. It doesn't feel hot anymore. You almost feel cold now because of the use of your sensory input.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she got startled from the old woman, touching her arm, right?
Yeah, just the arm.
Yeah, just the arm, and basically said, I'm just reminiscing.
Alright, well, you look like you need a cup of tea. Why don't you come and have a cup of tea with me, love?
Yeah, sure. I need a drink.
Do you want something a little bit stronger? I can help you with that.
I'm not an alcoholic person.
All right, no worries. A cup of tea then. Come here. And she guides you to a little stall, which has some very sort of small knickknacks of sort of a little bit of knot work from cast off rope and so a few sort of placemats and things. And you can tell that this little stall is hers, but she's just closed it down for now. And just behind the stall is this little cookery set up with a little pot of tea and a small sort of almost fold out wooden table behind there. She says, just come and have a seat here, love. And she pulls a very small stool for you and pulls out one for herself. Hey, she sits down. Oh, hey, it's good to have a seat now and then, isn't it? She was.
I cannot complain about it.
Hey, it's she eats over to the pots, pulls out a very, very small, delicate cup, pours a little bit of tea, hands it across to you. The tea that she pours is this very, very black colour. It's very, very dark, and you can smell the bitterness from the tea. She pours a little cup for herself. Would you like a little bit of honey in that, or a bit of sugar?
I guess a bit of honey wouldn't hurt.
Right. Here you go. And she hands you a very, very small pot of honey with this stick inside it. And the stick, when you pull the stick out, it has this sort of it's almost an oval sort of football-like shape, American or rugby ball type shape, with these carved in slats into it. And as you simply dip this in the honey, wrap the honey around, and then dip it into your tea just to mix it in. Here's to reminiscing.
You're still reminiscing, and she takes a good sip of it.
Mm-hmm. It's bitter. It's very, very, very bitter. It's if you know what Indian black tea or British black tea tastes like, it's that sort of flavour. It's extremely bitter, extremely strong in flavour and caffeine, but in a different way. But with your honey in there, it helps to just take the edge of that bitterness. Well, it looked like you were having quite a nice little view. It's been a while since I've seen somebody like that. It looked nice.
Yeah, I'm trying to. What's the word? Get myself around. I've been trying to find my old self, if you know what I mean.
Oh, love. I've been trying to do that for years, you know. It's been a while. I've learned to let that go. I've learned to let it go. Stop trying to find something that's lost. Find something new. Try and develop a life for myself, find life for myself and what I have now. Okay.
Yeah, it's you okay over there, Sykes? Oh, got me worried. I'm trying to figure some stuff out, including my old life. It's a bit complicated.
Well, I'm a little old lady. I ain't got much time. I've got some time left, but not much time. It's complicating this as well. Things are really simple when you really look at it, to be honest. People say things are complicated, but they're not really. You just have to look at it from a different point of view, and it gets very simple. You know what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying.
Once knew a fella. He was a nice fella. And it was complicated for a time. At least, that's what I said when back. That's what we both said back at the time. He was a rich fella from a nice far off land. And I was a little wee woman here, minding my own business. He said it was complicated because he said he lived it. He came from another place. So, hey, he weren't too bad. He went off on voyage one day and didn't come back.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh, don't worry your little head about it. It was a good 40 years ago now. I've led a good life here. Aye, led a good life I have. She just takes another sip.
Lyria is also gonna take a bit of a sip.
Alright. Hey. Wonderful times they were. Okay. You used to tell me about it. You used to tell me about the land. Hot. Sandy. He said it got everywhere. It wouldn't really be that much of a surprise considering it was sand. Sand tends to get everywhere, you know.
It's coarse and it's rough and it's
This is out of character, but I feel like I got hit by a curveball.
Hit by 30 curveballs.
Definitely. Oh, shush, you stupid computer.
Smack the computer. Don't do that. Don't do that.
That was my computer making the noise.
Yeah.
What? He said it was hot. He said he'd take me there one day. And then he said he wouldn't. That was the complicated bit. He said he wouldn't, and then he wouldn't. I don't quite know why.
Did he mention the name of the place you were supposed to go with the man?
Well, no, it was a wee while ago, so... What was it called now? Some place with a B or a D. Can't quite remember. It was a while ago anyway. Can't quite remember. Maybe I'll remember it in a while. I think it was a D. I think it was a D, he said. Sorry, it was quite a while ago. I can't really quite remember. Some place beginning with a B or a D. Something along those lines.
Yeah,
B or a D. Something along those lines. Hot place. He said it was a hot place. But where he lived was quite nice because it was beside the ocean, so you got a little bit of cold, little bit of wind. Just to cool it off. Nice fella. Aye. Those are fun days. When I was young. Just like you, when I was young. Young and carefree.
Well, I could certainly say I was reminiscing about that place of sandy, rocky, with a sea. I'm just trying to remember the name of that place.
Okay. I thought you looked a little bit familiar, or at least the dress, if you don't mind me saying, pointed you out a bit. Seemed familiar.
I'm just trying to find my old life that I once knew before certain things happened, you know? It's rough.
Are you keeping your hood up?
She'll still have it on, but one of a tentacle? No. I'm trying to think of the other name. Tendril. There we go. Okay. There we go. My brain is kicking in gear. There we go. Yeah, one of the tendrils is how do I put this? Like, kind of showing itself.
Sure. No worries.
That's about.
Sure. No worries.
I assume this is in public too.
Oh yeah. It's public-ish. You are you are in public because it's an open street, but you are private. You are private in the fact that you are sort of behind a stall, being private stall, having behind a stall, being in a bit more of a private like area. Still very much an open space because there are people walking past all the time, but you get the sense that where you are is quite private. But people can still see, if that makes sense.
Gotcha.
Like if somebody wanted to, they could easily walk across and disturb your conversation.
Gotcha. Yeah, alright, just, I was, making sure.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, but one of, tendrils is sticking out, but not fully where you could see her other features.
Yep, no
it's
worries.
Just there.
Yeah, no worries. She gives you this look of... you get a very, very strong sense of empathy from her. A very strong sense of warmth and empathy and... just almost motherly-like feeling from her. There's no fear. There's no what's the word? Yeah, there's no fear or disgust. It's just warmth and empathy.
Gotcha. It's been a rough time, I guess, trying to figure out what I am, I guess. A bit of self-discovery. It's just tough. It's I don't have a lot of leads to go on. You know, not really a whole lot to go on.
She just gives you this very, again, just this warm smile that is also quite knowing and very much appreciates where you're coming from. Well, I don't know what's going through your head because I can't read minds, and I'd rather not read minds, to be honest. There's probably lots of shit to write that I don't particularly want to read. So I don't particularly want to read your mind.
That is very understandable, ma'am.
But if you want a place to start, I suggest start finding out where you are in these dreams. And if I remember that name, I'll tell you. If I remember that name, I'll tell you. It's a little while ago now. Are you staying anywhere nice?
I actually hold up in one of the taverns. It's called the Song and Dance, I believe.
Song and Dance? Never heard of it.
It's in. She kind of give a general area of where the Song and Dance.
Oh, you mean the Poor Man's Tipple? I thought that place had been shut down.
I forgot that's what it was called.
Well, I've only been here for roughly a week or two from now. I can't exactly remember when I arrived, but it's a new place, I guess.
Alright, well, love, if ever you want a cup of tea, or you want a wee small hearty meal, you're welcome to come by. I live here. I live not far from the docks here. Just look for the wee little cottage with the gold flowers outside. It's the only place you'll find it.
I'll come here when I have a chance to talk.
Not a problem. Right.
Well, I shouldn't take up much of your time.
Oh, you no worries, love. No worries.
I best be going. I gotta get back to the tavern to hopefully meet up with some individuals I met on the road. And hopefully didn't get into too much trouble.
Such individuals. I see. Well, I wish you the best of luck with them. I don't know them, but they sound like... Well, from what you're saying, they sound interesting.
They're interesting folk.
Well, you're most welcome to come by. You take care of yourself now. Take care of yourself now. What was his name?
You asked, what's her name, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright. That's what I thought I heard, because I'm lagging on my end.
Yep, no worries.
My name is Illyria.
Well, that's a really beautiful name, that is. That's a really beautiful name.
Why, thank you.
Funny. That was one of the names we were going to give our children. Well, you're most welcome to come by. I wish you the best of luck. Take care now, Olivia.
You too. Oh, before I go, what's your name?
My name's, well, the folk around me call me Sam. Don't ask me why, but they like to call me Sam.
Oh. Thank you, Sam, for having the time to listen me out.
My pleasure. You're welcome to come by anytime you like.
I'll keep that in mind. Well, see ya.
She gives you a very small salute with her cup. Not a problem. She takes a drink, pours off another one. You head off to you sort of wander back towards the Song and Dance Tavern, I imagine.
Yep.
Cool, no worries. While this has been... Yeah?
A bit more... I guess, a bit more motivation in her step.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that.
That little talk might have jump-started somewhere in her soul. Yeah.
That makes me happy. That's making the GM very happy. Cool. And yes, you stroll in a very purposeful way back to the Song and Dance Tavern. While this has been going along.
And now back to goofy shit.
Almost.
Yeah, like...
a little bit goofy.
Really heavy and like
Still passed out.
cool stuff.
Yeah, we've got a little bit of goofiness going on. So, have the four of you been up to anything in the hour between the drinking competition and the fight that is about to take place between Shania and possibly a few others?
I've been trying to wake up, but I don't know how that's been going, so...
You have finally woken up.
Okay.
You have. You've been woken up, and you've been woken up in the most... excuse me, in the most dramatic of fashion, which is a bucket of water has been thrown over your head.
I was gonna say that, or Farrell picked him up and started shaking.
No, my hat! It's all soaked now. Ugh.
Then he vomits.
Yes, roll me Constitution saving throw.
No!
Ah.
No!
Yep. You get a bucket of water thrown over your head. You wake up, and your stomach goes, evacuates. I'm afraid. So yes, you are now sopping wet, and currently retching every single drop of alcohol that's in your stomach out onto the mud floor.
As soon as he seems finished, I'm gonna pick him up and dunk him in a rain barrel.
Yep. You are now wet.
Is it full of water still?
Yes, it is going to be full of water. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a rain barrel. Yes. You have been cleaned. You are now wet. You are now feeling very hungover, and probably still drunk as well. So.
Oh.
Is there anything in particular the four of you would like to be doing before the fight?
How much time is before the fight?
It is at this present moment probably about 45 minutes with trying to wake up Sykes and seeing him vomit and then cleaning him off.
In my pain,
I'll wait a little bit longer than before doing that thing.
Okay.
I was say after Janae dunks me in the barrel, I just like, oh, I need to find that elf.
Oh yeah.
What? Why?
He said, I did hear him say that, right? Right
Did you?
Before he left, like when
Did
he
you?
went to get a drink. I'm pretty
Mhm.
sure, yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna let you think.
Okay, yeah.
Think if you heard if you heard it or not.
No, I would have heard it because but he said that he asked me how my wife was. And I don't remember who he was. If I remembered him or not, I don't think I remember him. So why would he know who my wife is? I had a family.
I mean, did he just try to insult your wife, or like say
No,
like?
he just said.
Because
said,
I
"How's
fucked
your
her
wife?"
last night. None of that.
Oh no, he just said, "How's your wife?" and then ran off to go yurch.
All right, that's weird.
Yeah.
Roll me a perception check, please. All of you,
Okay.
as he's doing this, and for the three of you, because you are absolutely raging drunk with disadvantage.
Fair enough.
I mean, yeah, I figure I'm like half passed out still.
Yeah, you get. Super
Oh my
disadvantage.
god!
Oh,
Holy
I crit
shit.
On one of those.
Jesus.
Oh.
That was a crit! I dropped!
Fucking hell, mate. Yeah, but still, you still rolled a 19, dude.
I know, yeah!
Come
I
on.
was like, holy, whoa!
Let me
Yeah,
just roll for it.
I rolled a crit and a 3.
Well,
Six.
None of unfortunately none of you see him. He's not in the crowd around you. But Sykes, you head across to where you are pretty certain that he evacuated his gullet, and you do find a very sloppy, watery looking mess. And in the earth around where he is, you do see some some footsteps. They are quite scuffed, but you do see something there.
I don't follow it.
All right, you follow the footsteps, and they head off into the.
Just walking off randomly, drunkenly into the streets.
That's just also the other question. Do the four of you follow him or not?
Oh yeah.
Yo,
Okay.
yeah.
Softly chat because I see he's trying to be
Oh, yeah,
stealthy,
like,
so we're just like
drunkenly narrate.
Sykes.
Are you? This is also the other question. Are you being stealthy about this?
Not at all.
Sykes.
Feral
I
already
tried,
is not
I'd be
stealthy. Drunk Feral,
stumbling.
even less so.
Or maybe Sykes thinks he's being stealthy, but he's actually just bumping into everything.
Okay, sure. I mean, if you wanted to be stealthy, I will ask you to roll stealth rolls with disadvantage. But if you
Okay,
are,
sure.
all right, then roll me stealth rolls with disadvantage, please, guys.
Yes.
My
Roll
stealth
that
rolls already
1920.
naturally have disadvantage.
I already have -1 on my stealth, so
Holy
this should be
crap,
great.
dude!
I don't happen. What's going on?
Tefari is not being stealthy because he also sees how
You
drunk
need
the
to
three of you
drink
are.
more often.
I know.
Jeez.
But bloody hell, Sykes, yeah, no. Shania and Farrell, you think you're being stealthy, but while Shania is going Sykes, it's actually more like Sykes. So it's actually more like that.
Like tiptoeing
And Farrell-
seconds at a time.
Yeah. and
And Feral's just
Farrell,
going sneaky.
I'm just going.
oh my god. As he's going thud. However, Sykes, you are actually being very, very stealthy. You are actually being very, very quiet. Unfortunately, you've got this crowd behind you making all sorts of noise.
I don't hear them at all.
Oh no, you hear them.
No, I
No.
don't. I'm drunk.
Oh, okay, yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. You don't hear them because you pretend not to hear them. That's fair.
Yep.
But yes, you follow these footsteps, and they do lead away from the marketplace, and very swiftly out through a few alleyways onto the main road that goes around the curtain wall, sort of as a left and right from the main gate, and you follow these tracks, and then they get very, very difficult to follow as suddenly you are into the main road, and it becomes this mishmash of footprints and people. Please roll me a perception check again, but with disadvantage. I do believe you gain advantage for tracking, correct?
Oh, yeah, I do. So
I believe.
Straight.
So it's just a straight roll.
Yep.
But the DC is a lot higher.
Okay, that's a 18.
Nice.
Wow. It is very, very, very difficult to follow. Very difficult to follow, and only occasionally are you able to spot footprints that look somewhat like his. But it is very, very, very difficult. And you also notice the amount of traffic that there is currently in this road, not just from footprints left behind, but also just the number of people. Do you continue following?
Yeah, hell yeah.
They eventually lead to the gates, to the main gates, and clearly leave the city.
Let's turn around and look at the group. That elf we drank, which was what?
No, he turned to look at him, so he just waved.
I was like, what do you want, Pearl? Like, he's like, you know something I don't?
He turns to look at the group. I turn to look at Farrell. Farrell just says, "Hi."
Tafari has been watching and taking this all in.
Yeah, and it's like that elf we. Oh, you know what? Maybe he just went straight off to his farm. Because he did look like a farmer. But I want to know who he is. But you guys have a contest soon.
Well, elf farmer. I mean, how many elf farmers are there? Like,
I guess I don't.
Maybe not that hard to find.
Do I know? From when we came in. Actually, I might not remember now because from all the hangover. But did we see how many farms did we see coming in?
Loads.
Oh crap!
You saw lots of fields. Let's put it that way. When you arrived in fall, you could see the fields that spread outwards around the city. You guess that is not the main source of food, because there were a lot of produce does actually come into fall, but a lot of that is supplemented by the fields and the fish, and the fish from the river.
And these tracks just keep going down the road, right?
Oh, they leave. They cross the bridge, and at that point, you leave. You lose track of them because of the fact it's a wooden bridge.
Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna go across the bridge quick to see if I can see the footprints and see which direction they go.
Mm-hmm.
And then next time after these contests, maybe we can come back and search in that direction. So I'm gonna go across the bridge.
Roll me a perception check. Actually, no. Roll me a survival check this time with disadvantage because you are drunk.
Oh, while he does that, I'm gonna find an alley to pee in. I'll be right back.
Oh, you know what? I think the natural explorer.
Carry on, do your thing.
Now?
Yes.
Oh, you can hear me. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, we can hear you.
My headset died and I had to use my microphone stand, which is shit.
Yeah.
No, we can hear you perfectly
you do
fine.
sound a bit different, yeah.
What are you looking for, Sykes?
Okay. No, I was looking for the stalker feature.
Yes, no, that is.
Yeah.
No, it gives you advantage on perception, I believe. After finding tracks.
Yeah, it says after finding the tracks, you gain advantage on perception checks to track down those creatures. In addition, you may add your proficiency to damage.
Indeed.
Damage
This is.
Okay. So yeah,
This is a survival check as you have lost them and you're now trying to find them again.
Gotcha. And you said I have disadvantage?
A disadvantage, yes, because you are currently still pissed.
Alright. Well, I still have 7, so... that's a 13.
Unfortunately, it is very, very difficult to find any specific tracks in
Yeah.
this mess that is outside the city right now. You do see a lot of tracks coming inside,
Yeah.
and only and occasionally you're able to make out a few which are leaving. One of them leaves along the road in a sort of if you're using points of the compass, this would be southerly direction. Looking at the map, there are a few that seem to leave in a westerly direction. I have to try and think about this in this way, but basically it would leave off to the right if you left by the southern gate. And a couple seem to curl back on themselves to go round. But it's very difficult to find out which one is the person that you wanted to track.
I'll head back to the group and I'll just
Okay.
say maybe the king might know something, or they might have some idea of the farmers and which races there are. So
Well, considering he's the king, this is Tefari speaking. Considering he's the king, I don't think he'll know. He is noble after all.
I mean, okay, maybe not. Maybe she won't know it, but maybe she's got like a. What would the person who takes care of business be known as?
The person takes care of business. What type of business? There's
Like,
lots of people
the
who take care
business
of
in
business.
town. The business in town. The business outside of town. The person
Well,
who keeps track of like how many farmers are helping them give produce, stuff like that.
That'll be the landlords.
Okay.
That'll be the landlords, and then the landlords will report to the guilds, and the guilds will then report to the king. At least I think that's probably how it's going to work here. Tends to be how it works here at home.
Okay, so maybe we go find the landlords for the farmers. The landlord of the farmers. I don't know. I mean, I guess they did kind of stretch out as far as my land too, though, because they did come for my horse at one point. So forgot they stretch out that far. Maybe that
Well,
won't-
Sykes, for your farm was actually under the purview of Farron. It wasn't under the purview of Fall. However, because of the very special situation in terms of that area,
Oh, okay.
there was a lot of freedom of movements. So technically, in terms of law, your farm fell under Farron, under the rule of Farron rather than Fall. But
Okay.
because of that whole area, there's a lot of flexibility.
Okay. Gotcha.
i.e. the
Yeah.
law is not enforced.
Gotcha. So yeah, maybe we can find a landlord then to maybe help us find this person. But then they might not help, because they might not really care. If I see them again, I'm gonna try and catch up to them. But for now, let's head back.
It is probably you probably have about 15 minutes or so before the start of the competition.
Oh, I just had an idea, but I don't know. The idea might be too smart for Farrell.
What's your idea?
Hmm.
You can bounce it off me, and
Well-
I can let you know or not.
Did we have to physically sign up for that contest? Or was it just like a word of mouth kind of thing? Like we just like spoke our names, like, yeah, we're gonna be entering this contest, or did we actually like sign the thing?
I sign no things.
You said no. There was nothing to sign. It was simply you turning up and saying your names.
Well, we still could ask that guy all the names
Hey,
of the people that took part, and then we can narrow it down to elf farmer
Oh.
with one of these names.
That is true. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, Daryl, I think the drink is making you smarter.
It's just like that might be a little too smart for Pharaoh, but
Well-
goes up when his con goes down.
You're not.
Nice.
Farrell is not that. He's not dumb,
Yeah.
and this is a leap of intelligence that somebody with a good amount of wisdom would be able to make, and
I
that's
guess
what
that is
Farrell
true. He
has.
is very wise. Yeah.
With my
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
Good point.
This
Alright.
and
Yeah.
wisdom and logic can somewhat cross barriers in that regard. So this is certainly a leap of logic that Farrell could make. Anything more advanced would be a case of no, that's more intelligence than it is wisdom.
Yeah.
But yes, you do have 15 minutes now until the start of your next competition, and you are at least a 10-minute walk away from where you should be.
So let's go back to the competition then, the fighting ring, and then
Okay.
we will afterwards go back and talk to the ref, the announcer there.
Sure, no worries. You head back to the ring, and you can hear cheers. You can hear cheers from the crowd and a great roaring and screeching noise that happens. And as you approach, there is a even louder screech from some animal that seems to have been wounded very, very badly. Before a great cry from the crowd erupts in cheers and moans and all sorts of other sort of noises of celebration and loss, as it were, as people seem to have lost their bets on something. And as you approach, you can see the very, very large yeti that was in one of the cages has just been absolutely cut down by a very, very large looking orc who you ran into previously on the way here. The clipboard announcer walks into the rings. Right, and that's all the matches that we have time for in terms of the animals. Congratulations to Shum for the winning of the animals. Unfortunately, we have none left. Congratulations, Yum! You've won the animal versus human match. Here's your winnings. And the orc just simply leans down, grabs the winnings, and shoves us into a bag. The next bout, which is human versus human, will start in 5 minutes. Anybody who wishes to make bets, please make bets with normal punters and everything. Yes, we'll be here. We'll be ready again in 5 minutes. And the Shum, who is this massive orc, just lumbers out of the ring. Now that you actually have a good look at the ring, you can see that it's just this square space, surrounded by these very tall stands, and only on two sides they seem to be open to allow people to walk in and out. Shum lumbers out of one side, turns a corner, and seems to lumber in your direction. You doing anything?
Chugging water.
Desperately try to chug water, of course.
Also, roughly how much is the distance between like the stands and like the actual like place where the fighters would be?
I am going to be able to tell you that in a moment. Once I actually get the damn map up.
Didn't you pull up the map? Ah!
I'm going to pull up a map. Where is my... Which... I have so many maps now, I need to find the one it was. Ah, here we go.
The struggles of a DM.
The struggles of a DM. So yes, let me share
online.
this.
My gosh, when it was all paperwork, holy crap, that was...
Let me share this map with you all.
God.
Oh, wow, jeez.
That's... For some reason, that is actually quite...
Very bright lines.
Yeah, very, very bright lines. Why are you doing that to me? Thing. Let's just turn the grid off. There we go. There we go. That's nicer. So yes, that is the stand. So you can see that the ring itself is at least 1, 2, 3, 4. The edge of the ring is what's 5 times 5? 25 feet away, and that's just the edge of the ring itself. And then you also see this. You also see the ring is actually quite a very, very large, expansive area. And let my audience also see what's going on. Ah, that's wrong. No, we're gonna switch back before I carry on with that. Before I do that. But yes, you can see that is how far the ring is going to be. Shum is wandering over towards the four of you. He doesn't seem to be stopping.
Does he? I want to try and get a gauge on his look, see if he looks like a hunter.
roll me a nature check.
12.
12. This guy's not a hunter. But you have heard of the tribes of the orcs that inhabit the steppes of Lucian. You have never been there yourself, because the steppes of Lucian have always been very, very far out of your purview. But you have heard of them, and they are hunters as well as fighters, and they tend to be the tribes tend to be dominated by hunters, fighters, and shamans. And that's really all you really know. From what you can tell of this guy's garb, he doesn't look like a hunter.
Okay.
You know, just because I can, I'm going to speak to him in Orcish, and I'll just be like, "You did a good fight."
He stops in his tracks and looks at you. You speak Orc?
Oh, of course. All the big races. I can speak to all big things.
Power to the big guys.
Genuinely looks shocked. He genuinely looks shocked and surprised, and this big smile just spreads across his face. And it's just sort of this simple joy of meeting somebody who from another race who speaks his language. That is wonderful. It has been so long before we've met anybody who would speak our language. Why? How do you know our language?
It was taught back from where I'm from.
And which wise men taught you this? Taught you our language?
Can I get the elder name?
It was actually I forgot the name of the forest actually that I'm from too. I'm gonna look that up.
Gloaming Forest.
Oh yeah. It was Elder Grimbold. From the Gloaming Forest stronghold of us Furbolg.
Writing that down.
Writing it down now. Yep.
Yeah, I'm not gonna remember that if I know it.
Well, it's clear that he must be a very learned person. I must go back to my tribe and ask of this Grimbold, see if any one of your kind has existed or has lived among us. Only those who have lived among us would know our language. This is wonderful. Perhaps one day we can. We can do business or share stories. I must go back. I must. But first, are you fighting in the competition?
I'm not, but she is.
Ah. Well, and he turns to you and speaks in Orcish to you. Do you speak Orcish?
Mm-mm.
Yes. All right. Then these series of grunts and snarls that just yelled at you. Farrell, you understand. It says, "I wish you the best of luck and may the best orc win." But Janai, it just sounds like grunts and growls and snarls. So
I just look at Janai and just like, he likes you.
And he sticks out his hand towards you in what could be a very aggressive gesture, but he just sticks out his hand towards you.
I get this half grin, and I grab his hand and sort of, that man thing that men do when they just like give the hardest handshake possible. Yeah.
Oh no, he doesn't do that.
I do.
I know you go to grab his hand. You go to grab his hand, but what he does is he goes beyond your hand and grabs your forearm.
Oh.
In that way.
That changes matters.
Yeah, he grabs your forearm in that very warrior-like shake.
I go in for a bro pat.
He wasn't expecting that though, and he sees a bit sort of. He's like, "You're going for the bro pat." He's like, he sort of almost stops and stands up a little straight. He's like, and you get the sense from him he wasn't expecting that, and he looks at you, Farrell, and yeah, he looks at you, Farrell. And says, "What is she doing?"
she that just must be how tieflings greet fellow warriors.
Right. Okay. Do I do the same?
Yes.
He's still doing it. He's mid that.
God, you guys are traumatizing this poor man. But he will he will go in for the pat as well. Because he's been told that's the best way to do it, so he will go into the pat as well. But yeah, so yes, you have met Shum. In the next 5 minutes or so, let me get rid of this, there we go. In the next 5 minutes or so, you can, 2 others walk up. One of them appears to be a very stout-looking dwarf in, let me just have a look what he's got. In leather, in this sort of leather armor. I believe it's, no, sorry, it's not a leather armor. In this sort of chainmail coat that he's wearing, and beside it, and it's on his side, you can see a very, very well-crafted longsword. And on his other side, a much shorter. It's a short sword, so it's going to be shorter. But on his other side, another short sword, as well as also somebody in these very sort of loose-fitting blue-grey. It's a gi, basically. If you know what a gi is, then that'll help you. But it's basically this sort of what I'm trying to come up with the best description. It's like a tunic. Except it's tied on one side with a a bow, and wears these very, very loose-fitting trousers. They do not appear to be armed.
Uh-oh. What are they gonna fight with? Their feet?
Get out! No, just kidding.
What are you gonna do? Bleed on me?
Right, you take 1d4 necrotic damage for that.
I'll fully take that.
He's adding it onto his sheet right now.
So you take 1 point of necrotic damage for that.
Nice.
Well,
That
well
was
deserved.
that was genuinely terrible.
Oh yeah.
Unbelievably
Also,
bad.
I'm gonna hug Janai the same way that she did to the orc.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll whisper in her ear. It's like, and I'll tell her to put on that ring. It's a lucky charm. It'll help you in your fight. And then I cast the warding bond. Also, if you can, try to stay on my side of the battlefield.
Alrighty then.
Wait, can you sober me up as well?
My magic can't do that, unfortunately.
Oh.
You
Okay.
let me just gather you guys onto the battlefield here. I'll let you guys place yourselves. Do you guys have the map?
You got Illyria up there, but not me.
Alright, where do I want
Oh, there am I.
I can go anywhere, right?
Yeah. You should be on there,
yeah.
shouldn't I?
Yeah, I got me.
Yeah, you're just with the
I'm
other.
here. Oh shit!
People.
Hold up.
So you can place yourselves there
Illyria
wherever
was
you
back
like.
at the bar, right?
Hmm?
Or did she come to see?
Oh, sorry.
Illyria's on
Yeah,
the
no.
map.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, no. Illyria went back to the bar. My apologies. My apologies.
I was about to say, oh shit! I got teleported. Ah shit!
Ah!
Ah,
you
shit.
walk into the bar. Then all of a sudden
So
you're just
I'll let
outside.
you guys place yourselves wherever you like. Let me just scroll out a bit so that my audience can see the whole map. So this is the map as per the audience. It's a big map, so my apologies to my audience if the map starts jumping around a lot, but unfortunately, in order for myself to see what the fuck is going on, I'm going to have to zoom in. So the map is going to jump around a lot, I'm afraid, on the screen. So if you do start feeling sick, my sincere apologies about that. But I'm afraid there's nothing I can do about that.
Sykes,
unfortunately.
why are you in the battle area?
I was gonna say I got my spot under.
Where the hell did you decide to go? Oh yeah, why are you in the battlefield? Yeah.
I'm gonna
Wait,
go up here because I want to study
In this
these
in this
guys.
fight, do they have like coaches that can stand
Actually,
like
no.
closer to the pit?
I want to
They do not.
sit over here because I want to.
Because if that was the case, I would definitely
kind
be
of
standing like up against the wall of the pit.
They do. They do
kinda gotta
not.
look
They do
at
not,
this
unfortunately.
wall.
I figured they wouldn't allow that.
No, I think we asked that last time.
Yeah, you did. I think so. The announcer who was taking all the information as to who was fighting walks up to the four of you now.
Ah, Nasal Man. Here he
Nasal
comes.
Man, yes. Right. Fighters are gathered. Yes. The four of you are here. Good. It is a last man standing fight. Of course, weapons are allowed. We have a mage on side to, of course, stop any actual physical damage. So you will feel the pain, but it will not kill you. You may have a few broken bones, but that's about it. You will not die. So obviously, do what you like. So the rule is that there is no rule. Just try and knock each other out. So last man standing wins, and if you win, you gain 50 gold pieces plus. Well, no, you don't get 50 gold pieces. You gain. 1, 2, 3, 4. You gain 200 gold pieces. I have taken a cut. I have taken a cut, but you will gain 200 gold pieces for the last man standing. And if you have made any bets on yourself, you will have to go and collect your winnings after that, because that is not part of this thing, and it's obviously not allowed. So. Go in, one person in every corner, take your places, and when I ring this bell, and he holds up this very, very large brass bell, when I ring this bell, go and fight. Alright?
Question.
Yes, what?
Will there be introductions for the crowd?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
there will be.
I need you to say my name out loud so you get it right.
You are Elderfen, right?
Janai of Elderfen.
Janai
Elderfen's
of
a place name. Did you
Right.
learn geography? Okay, I'm already getting angry. This is the right place of mine. Thank you.
What's the minimum bet, by the way?
You have not asked.
Oh, okay. Who's? Shoot. I gotta go find someone I can ask.
You can see a few punters who are taking they're not punters, what are they called? I forget what they're called. But you can see a few people who are seem to be the ones who are taking bets. There are a couple places where they have a small stand, and every single stand is different. They've got this board behind them with this chalk on them, and every single chalk is different. But they do have the names of Shum, Kira, Janai is up there as well as Rahad.
Cool. Okay, so.
And the current winnings, or the current sort of I forget what it's called. The bets
Odds?
is the odds. Thank you. The current odds are 2-1 for Shum, a 4-1 for Janai and Rahat, and a 5-1 for Kira. At least on the board that you have approached.
All right. Well, I only have 17.
I
copper
would
on me.
gamble, but Farrell doesn't know.
This is the only reason
concept.
why I'm gambling. Just I have a really low amount of copper, so maybe I'll get a little bit more copper.
Who knows?
Because Janae holds all the gold.
You
so-
use your arrow as collateral.
You just yell from across the stands because I'm not anywhere near you.
So what would you
No,
like to
that
do?
was-
Would you like
that
to
was
place a
me,
bet?
Sean, not Farrell.
Yeah, I'm gonna play 17 copper on Janae.
17.
Wow.
Oh mate, no, mate,
We're
you
gonna
don't.
eat good tonight.
Mate, you don't have 17 copper. You have 7 because 10 of that copper got nicked. Remember?
Oh yeah, I forgot you said that. Okay.
You got 7 copper, mate.
Get money
You know
for me.
what? I bet 7 copper.
What if Sykes told Farrell about gambling and how it's done?
Nothing.
Nope, I forgot.
'Cause I got 25
Alright,
gold
so-
I could gamble with.
The
To make some
the
real
doors,
money.
the gates to the ring have been opened. Shania, I'll let you put yourself wherever you like. It has to be in one of the corners. But Rahad makes his way very quickly in. Kira looks to Shum, gives him a nod, and wanders in into this corner. And Shum will go and take the only remaining corner.
I'll give Shum a wink as well.
While the fight's going on, I'm also.
He
eyeing
just
the
he
walls as I'm,
gives
studying.
you a big grin in return.
Yeah. It's me and Shum to the end.
Yeah. This is not supposed to be a cooperative fight, but we're gonna make it one.
Oh, you got it alive.
Nasal Man then walks into the center of the ring
Nasal man.
because you have not asked his name, and you do not care to his name, I believe.
I do not care.
Exactly. So we're gonna call. We're just gonna call him Nasal Man for the moment. He does actually have a name, but you have not asked. So Nasal Man walks into the center of the ring. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the human versus human fight. Best luck to the contestants. We have in this corner, and he points towards the gi-wearing individual. We have Kira from the Rising Sun Library. Do not ask me why they are being fighting today, but they are fighting today. In this corner, we have the winner of our animal versus human, Shum. Congratulations to him, well done. And in the other corner, we have from the mountains, Rahad Grey Meat. There is a very hearty cheer from one portion of the stand as all of you who glance over in that direction see that portion is just... That seems to be the main contingent of dwarves. There are a lot of dwarves sitting over that point, in that corner. Yes. Thank you for joining us, Melting Dwarves. And in the other corner, we have a tiefling from the College of Magus, from Janai, from Elderfen. Congratulations, and we wish you all the best in luck as well.
Yeah, and while he's saying that, while he's introducing everybody else,
Right.
I cast 3 cantrips.
Ooh,
They
okay.
can stack.
Okay.
And the moment he says my name,
Yeah.
I roar my name back at him, and it's part of thaumaturgy. You can do that 3 times and stack it. So my eyes flash a bright golden,
Right.
and I roar the name Janai of Elderfen, and I slam my tail against the ground, and there's mild tremors across the field.
Ooh, okay, yes.
Interested in intimidation?
Go for an intimidation roll, please.
I legitimately did not know that you had cantrips.
Listen, there's only
Yeah.
story-wise, it only made sense to start it now.
Yeah.
Tiefling, mate.
Also,
Go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tieflings get thought.
Let's see, intimidation, right?
And you can gain advantage with this.
Advantage roll.
Yeah, because that was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not bad.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Let me just do... Well, Nasal Man is definitely being intimidated. I'm not gonna bother rolling for him. Let's go Shum.
Shum just gets excited. Oh
No,
no!
Shum does not get excited. Shum genuinely takes a little bit of a step back. It's like, oh, okay, that's a bit more than I thought it was. Same with Kira. Kira is also a bit like, oh, okay, that was not expected. And the dwarf Rahad
Wow.
is just he's not intimidated by it, but he looks across at you. It just gives you this sort of respectful nod. It's like, okay, good on you, well done. Yes. So, but also, not only do you bellow out your name, and this gentle tremor happens, there is the sort of the hubbub and excited hubbub and cheering from the crowd as the names are announced. It goes very quiet, and there's whispering. It's like, this is nice. And to you, Sykes and Farrell and Tefari, you hear the name of Janai echoed around, or whisper around you. Say, who is this person? Do you know this person? And even one turns to you, Sykes. Says, do you know this person? Who is this Janai?
She's one of my party members.
Oh, you know her.
I do.
Is she a mage as well? I thought tieflings couldn't be mages. Is she a mage as well?
You'll soon find out.
This is going to be a very interesting fight. I might have to go and redo my bet.
She's not a mage. She's not a mage.
I think I'm going to have to go and redo my bet. Save my spot, will you? Save my spot.
Too late. Mates. Grab him and shove him in the chair. No, just kidding.
He quickly stands up and dashes off the podium to the same bookie. That's the word I wanted. The same bookie who you place your bet at next. And yeah. The nasal man. Right. Do not start fighting, the four of you. Especially you, and he looks at you, Shania. Especially you. Do not start fighting, any of you, until I walk off this ring and ring my bell. Got it? Good. And he turns and very, very quickly walks off the field, seeming somewhat a little bit intimidated by what you had done. Yeah, he holds up the bell and gives it a great big clang. And I'd like you to roll initiative, please.
I was half tempted to throw my knife at it before he exited the ring to like ding, and it's like no. But that was kind of funny. Oh,
15.
15.
But yeah,
and I will
I
roll
also
initiative
like.
for them.
I love the fact that Shum was kind of like intimidated via social like awkward interaction, and then was even more intimidated by like something like you already kind of intimidated him by just like.
Yeah,
A little
I
bit.
feel bad for that guy now.
A little bit.
Like,
So,
oh,
with the initiative rolls, Janai, you are first in this. You are first in this list.
Nice.
So, what would you like to do?
I am going to go towards the one person that doesn't appear to be pissing their pants.
Okay, so you're going to head towards Rahat.
Yeah. And I'm
for it.
going to. Just a quick question. In my sheet, my scimitars have disappeared, but it does say blessed by Ventulia, so I think those are my scimitars now?
They are now your scimitars. Yes.
Yes, okay. I will rename that to make myself not forget that that's my scimitar.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Those are now your scimitars because you had them blessed by what's her face?
Ventulia.
Ventulia. Yes, that's her. You got.
What's
you
her
had it.
face?
Yeah, I forget. There's so many names going in my head. I forget all of them. But yes, please. You're up. Do your thing.
All right. Let's see. What is even my walking speed? 13. All right. How many were these blocks again?
5. They're all 5 feet. Also,
right.
just so you know, this is an open field. Anything that you see on here is simply for decoration.
All right.
You can see that the ground is. Yeah, pretty much. There are some guts and gore around the place from dead animals, but you can see that most of it is this sort of straw and sand combination.
I've changed my mind. 5, 10, 15, 20.
Right in the middle.
And I think I'll. Farrell did say to stick close, but let's see. And I'll hold my action.
Okay, cool.
For any sort of anybody attacking.
What are you holding?
I am holding a what do you call it when you evade?
Dodge.
Dodge. Yes, I'm holding a dodge.
Okay. You can also say you are taking the dodge action.
Mm-hmm.
Which I believe would
Sure.
grant.
Yeah, I'll take the dodge action.
Yeah, people have a disadvantage against you on that action. So
I take the dodge action. I want to do posturing a little bit longer, and I just want to see who comes towards me.
Sure. No worries. Let me just have it. I will.
You just can't
I'll
stand
look-
there in the middle. Just
I'll look that
eye
up in a
everyone
moment.
down.
So you take the center field. It is now the turn of Kira. I'm going to try and figure out a way to lock this view. It's not going to do that for me, so kind of annoying. It's unfortunately not going to lock for me. So it is now the turn of Kira, who is the monk from the Rising Sun. They were thinking about going after Shun, but you have decided to take the center field, so they are going to dash right up to you. So let me just find their. Yeah, shocking that. They have a move speed of 30, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So they're going to dash straight up towards you. And they're going to do a they're going to hit you or try and attack you across the top of your head with the cord staff. But since you have taken the dodge action, they are disadvantaged against you with that. And they do still hit you with a 22. Fucking hell!
Holy crap-a-rooney!
Yeah, they strike. They run up to you, readying their attack, and come round on top of you with a great crack crash on top of your head, dealing 7 points of damage to you.
Right.
You are resistant because of your thing from Farrell.
Yep.
So instead of taking 7, you take 3.
I take 7 damage. Oh wait, or did that count the resistance or?
It counted the resistance.
Oh, okay, so she took 3 damage. Okay.
Yeah, she took 3 damage. It's automatically got calculated.
I take 3. Okay. Also.
Yeah.
When she takes damage, I take damage.
Yep, no worries. And seeing that it didn't quite have the impact he wanted, they are going to then unleash another 2 attacks upon you with flurry of blows.
There.
Oh no.
Yeah, they're doing that.
Okay.
They're doing it.
It's one of those people, huh?
It's one of those people, huh?
One of them.
One of them. So, and that would have been with a disadvantage because of your dodge. Is it the first attack or not? I'm gonna look it up. The dodge action.
You're like,
Oh,
I'm looking
yeah.
it up.
I actually have to look this up. So my apologies to my audience while I just do that.
Research time.
Yep,
This is where I
research
read out a
time.
message from our sponsor.
We are not Critical Role. We are not Critical Role. We're just having
We're
fun.
sponsored by MeUndies.
We are sponsored by fun. Is what we're sponsored by. And, well, actually, technically, we're
sponsored
by Heroforge.
money trees. We are planting and growing money trees.
Until the start of the
yeah.
next turn. Any attack roll? Yes. So it is any attack roll.
Skill tree.
So the first attack, he goes to one hand to try and crack you underneath the chin. Unfortunately, you do see it coming, having been hit around the head with a staff, and you dodge quickly out of the way. However, another attack comes up. He goes for a kick. She goes for a kick with a disadvantage.
Oh, does all the attacks? Okay.
Yeah, it's all attacks. Does still hit you with a 15.
All right.
So she goes for a kick and hits you square in the stomach, dealing
I was
6 points of bludgeoning
Wow.
damage.
All right.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. I need to calculate that too.
Renee,
Yeah,
what's your
AC?
12.
Oh, okay.
What kind of armor do you wear?
So you take.
I don't know. I'm
Does
just
your-
a little tiefling.
Sorry, Farrell. Is your resistance to bludgeoning, or is it just the first attack?
It is all damage. Period. Like all.
Okay,
damage
so then it would,
even
and is it
magic and stuff.
so it will be then 3. You wouldn't take 6. You would then take 3 points of damage. So you're actually at 6
okay.
points, 6 wounds taken.
Yeah, no problem.
And this is also for you, Janai.
Yep. Got it.
So you should be at 6 wounds total, I believe.
Oh wait,
Oh,
no,
it-
I forgot. I'm at 7 because I had the 1 necrotic damage.
Yep.
I cannot change my wounds by myself.
Okay, I'll change them for you. There you go. You're at 6. It is now Shum's turn. Since you have occupied the middle of the field, Shum sees what's happening and is kind of a bit pissed off for the fact that you have managed to go before him. So you see him gather himself and roar at you both. This is him raging.
Woo.
So he is now raging, and he is going to dash up. Yep, 30 feet. He's going to dash up and start wailing on on Kira. 5, 10, 15. No, was it? That was 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Start wailing on her. And she did not take anything. That completely misses, unfortunately. Let me just double check how many attacks he has. Oh, he does actually have an extra attack. Haha. And he's going to do the same again with his maul, coming striking down across the top of the head, and does indeed hit with this time. Dealing. Let me just double check that is actually correct. It is actually correct. Oof. 10 points of damage to Kira. And you notice that this maul is a two-handed thing and comes striking straight down on top of Kira's head. Definitely hurts, and she does seem a bit sort of knocked around by it, but it seems to be okay. Seems to be okay from it. It is now the turn of Rahad. He is going to dash in and get involved in the fight, basically. Or at least, he's going to attempt it. Let me just double check out what his movement speed is. Yeah. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. That's as far as he's going to get. He's going to stand... That's great. He's going to dash in. And that'll be as far as he can go. So, the top of the round. It is not Kitsune, it is Shania.
The fox gets involved.
The fox gets involved. Shania.
All right. Well, everyone has to wait their turn. What did Rahad do again? Because I missed that.
He just moved up.
Oh,
That's
he
it.
just moved up.
Yeah.
All right. We are in close quarters. Let's go for Kira, shall we?
Okay.
Yeah. So my voice is still booming.
Mm-hmm. Indeed, it is.
For a full minute.
Nice.
So I just growl. Just straight
Alright.
up growl, and I do my usual double attack.
Okay, nice.
Let's
Are
see.
you planning to intimidate them as well?
That would cost an action, wouldn't it?
It would. If you're specifically trying to intimidate, yes, it would.
Just
Okay.
growling for show.
Okay, cool.
That's my first attack.
Mm-hmm. You indeed hit, I believe.
Hmm?
Let me just
I
double
mean-
check her thing. You should do. She's just a monk. No, you do not.
Well,
Not
that's
with the-
sad.
Not with a 16, you don't.
That's oh dear, fucking bugs.
Monks get really big ACV.
Well, then this doesn't work either.
Unfortunately, it does not either. No.
Dang.
Yeah. You go to strike with both your scimitars, and unfortunately, you see her just simply weave and dodge out of the way.
Oh, I'm gonna get angry now.
Alrighty then.
All right.
Is that your turn?
Yeah, because I think it's my bonus action to do my double attack as well.
It is. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Alrighty then. It is Kira's turn. Seeing what's going on, and seeing the problem that she's kind of in, she is going to disengage from you. And
I
is
will
going to.
take an attack of opportunity, please. Thank you. Oh,
She
she
has-
uses disengage.
She
Disengage,
uses
yeah.
disengage. Yeah,
She's a
she
rogue.
uses disengage.
Ah!
No, that's it. That's all she does.
Oh, she
So
just
she can do-
action disengage. Okay.
She used her
Yeah,
action to
yeah.
disengage. Yeah. She used her
Gotcha.
action to disengage and is moving around behind Shum. Or at least that's what she thinks she's doing.
The
Shum- Yeah.
Pathfinder monks are the ones that get the free disengage action, not D&D monks.
Yeah, it's D&D. Shum, on the other hand, sensing what's going... that's not that. Yes, indeed. Shum is going to go reckless with his two attacks. Yeah.
Tasty, tasty.
You can decide to attack recklessly. Doing so gives you advantage on melee weapons, but your attack rolls against you are advantage. So he is going to go reckless to himself and is going to try and pile down upon Kira. So here we go. And indeed does pile down upon Kira. This maul comes swinging round. He with him roaring his rage at her, dealing 10 points of bludgeoning damage to her.
Ooh.
Jeez, he hits like a truck. So we'll see how long she stands up for. You see, Kira. Sorry, you're not Kira. Shania, you watch from where you are as Kira. It seems to be sort of pummeled around by this by this creature, this orc, as he swings at her with the mace, and it's going to do the same thing again, reckless because of thingy.
Wow.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, that's and we're doing thingies.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to roll this differently. It's going to be 2d6 plus 3 plus 12. So it's plus 15 on this.
Wow.
So he does 22 points of damage in one hit with that.
Wow.
She's not doing well.
Oh, she is not doing well. She is not doing well, and it's probably quite good the fact that there is a mage nearby who is creating this dampening effect upon your weapons. You do notice this, but while he has gone for the head, and this hit would have created this enormous crater, in this, or at least would have seriously dislocated her jaw. It hasn't dislocated her jaw, but she's been pummeled around. She is looking rough, really rough from these 2 attacks from Shum. But that is his turn. It is now the turn of Rahat Greymeat. He looks at you, gives you a grin. Right, lass, let's put it on here. And he is going to swing at you with his longsword at first. Oh my god.
What?
Ho, 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 ho.
Okay.
How?
At least you take half damage.
Yeah.
You do.
I'll be fine.
You do. You do. So you take, was it 1d8 plus 10?
Okay.
Damage. So you take 17 halved. That is 6 points of damage.
Hey.
You take 6 points of damage from that. Thank God, because that puts you up to 12.
Maybe it would be 6.
I can
And
answer
you
that.
and you take 6, Farrell, because of your ward.
I thought it'd be 8.
Oh,
Not
sorry,
that
no,
I'm
sorry, 8.
I wasn't
it-
gonna.
It should be 8. Sorry, my apologies. It should be
Such
8.
a fair player.
It should be 8.
All right.
It should
Fair
be 8. So please take another 2.
Sinead's like, what are you doing, Farrell? Stop.
Stop helping her. Rahad
helping
looks
the
at you and
gods.
grins. Didn't like that, did you, lass? He unfortunately does. This is not. I don't think he has two-handed. Did I give him two-handed? Let's say not. I don't think I did.
I'll smile at him and just quickly in between say, I locked it.
I feel a little woozy over here.
Whoa! Okay, he misses, and he misses dramatically with this one. He grins at you after striking you. He grins at you and goes up for the longsword. You see that he's actually left-handed and not right-handed. So he goes up with the short sword, trying to cut you, as it were, across the chest. But unfortunately, overextends, meaning that his hand is now going past your arm. I'll allow you to get a free reaction against him for this because he is overextended.
Alright. That means I can have a little attack? Just a little
Yep.
fun attack?
Yep.
Attacky poo?
Yep.
Fine.
Oh,
19?
Let me just have a look at his thing. I believe that does hit. It does indeed hit. Roll me damage.
Sweet. Yep.
12 points of damage to
Wow.
him. Very nice. Very nice. This is the you remember your blessing from
Ventulia.
Ventulia.
I remember.
Yes, I will get it eventually in my head. You remember the blessing from Ventulia, and you swipe across with taking the opportunity to hit him across the chest, and you see him stumble back just very slightly from the force of the wind that gets blasted out from your sword as it strikes him across the chest. Yes, it is now your turn.
Excellent. Well, I'm doing a good job. Let's continue.
Hey, Bluff. Sorry, I was involved with stuff. And many thanks to Geek Ledger as in the middle of this fight. Thank you very much.
I'll kick his butt for you.
You do indeed kick. You do indeed at least kick him if that's what you want to. You do hit.
Excellent. I will add some damage first, and then I will make this a trip attack.
Okay, and what does the trip attack do for me?
A trip attack, when I hit a creature with a weapon attack, I can expend a superiority die to attempt to knock the target down.
Nice.
And then the die gets added to the damage roll.
Okay, and what does the what does he need to do, if anything?
I think. I don't know. This is what it says.
Right, let me just go to the class. Because this is one of the. This is the.
It might be a dex save? I don't know.
This is the battle master.
Oh, here.
one, right?
If the target is large or small, it must make a strength saving throw.
This is a.
On a failed save, you knock the target prone.
It is a dwarf, so it's not small. I believe it's medium.
No, large or smaller. So anything below large. Or the medium.
Oh, large or smaller.
races.
Okay, so yes,
Yeah.
he does need to make a dex save, so he'll make a dex save.
Strength.
Oh, in that case, I will do the strength save because. Actually, no. Let's just take the first one. So it's the first one plus. The first one is 5 plus 5 is 10. So you beat. Does that beat your DC?
Which number am I using?
Let me just have a look at them.
I believe it's you have like a
So, where is it? Strip attack. On a failed save, you are not prone, so your DC is going to be 8 plus your proficiency bonus plus your strength or dex modifier. So,
What?
what's
so
your
strength modifier?
what's your strength
Strength.
or dex?
5.
Is that your dex?
Strength plus 5.
The strength.
So it'll be 10 plus 5 is 15. So he does not make your DC
Plus-
and is knocked
Oh,
prone.
sorry, that's okay. Yeah. Sorry for honesty's
Yeah,
sake, that was
no
my
worries,
save.
no worries.
Sorry, it's plus 3, not plus
Well, it
5.
would still be plus 2 because
No,
of your
it's-
proficiency.
It's still
Oh,
no.
okay.
Hang on.
Yep.
It's a strength or dex, so you can choose, and it's a saving throw, so it's against your save. It's against your save DC.
Oh, okay, so it is plus 5.
So it is plus 5, yeah.
All right.
So it's against your DC, so it's 8 plus proficiency, which would be 2, so that's 10. Plus whichever one of those strength or dex is higher.
Oh, I
Alright.
see. So yeah, so then it would be.
So it would be 13 or 15, whichever one is higher.
15. Yeah.
I believe his dex is higher, so it would be 15. So your DC is going to be 15.
All right. Cool. And he did not make that.
He did not make that, so he is prone.
Cool.
So please roll me your superiority die, and I'll add that damage to the.
Will
thing.
do. I think that's a nice little D8. So let me just roll a regular D8 on the boy, on the board actually. Aww.
So- Hey,
Oh, well.
but still nothing. Still better than nothing.
At
Target
least
is
he's
not
on his
prone.
back.
Actually, you add the superiority die to the attack's damage roll anyway, even if he's not prone or not.
Yeah.
So he would
Yeah.
still have to make the thing, but he is now prone. So he takes an additional point of damage. So it'll be 26, and he is prone.
Right. So that was my first attack.
That was your first attack. Yes, you
that
now
was
gain
my first attack.
You now gain advantage because of his thing. Why does? Oh, hang on a minute. Let me just add effects to him. Where's prone? He is prone. There we go. So he is now prone. There we go. Perfect with your second attack.
Right. So with my first attack, I slash him across the chest and I trip him with my foot. So he lands hard on his back, and that's
Oh, he
when
does.
I jam my scimitar. Well, I don't jam; they're not stabbing weapons, but I slice hard down.
It
Hee.
unfortunately does not hit. You go to slice. You go to slice across his. You go to try and slice across his arm as he is down. But unfortunately, the chainmail armor the chainmail skirt that he's wearing takes the brunt and turns your sword aside.
I need to get me some of that chainmail.
You do. Is that your turn?
That I still have movement, but I guess I
You do have
won't,
movement. He's prone, so he will not be able to make an opportunity attack against you. Or at least, no, he would, but it would be a disadvantage.
Yeah. No, I'm good where I am.
Okay, cool. It is now Kira's turn. Kira is rather worried about what's going on. She doesn't like this fact, and so she is going to. What the fuck is she going to do?
She's got like, a slight concussion.
She's got quite a lot of concussion, to be honest, right now. She is going to.
retreat, right?
Sorry.
I assume they're going to. They can't retreat, right?
They can try.
Or just.
Yeah, they can't like. Can they like throw in the towel?
You say
Oh yeah,
forfeit?
no. Oh right, you mean forfeit? No, that's not part of the rules. If you forfeit,
There's
you
no
automatically
forfeit.
lose.
There are no rules.
So she doesn't want to forfeit. She has some pride.
You're in my house now.
So let me just do a couple of things. All right, she is going to do what's called quickened healing, which is a Tasha's guide to everything. Little thing, and spends two key points to gain a number of hit points equal to her proficiency into her roll, which is going to be 1d6 plus 2, 6. So she's going to gain 8 hit points back. 42 minus 8, that is 34. So she's no longer absolutely, completely, and utterly blathered from that. And as her thing, she is going to do patient defense. All right, that is her turn. That is all she's doing. Shum is why is that still on? That should be off. Take that off. Shum is still quite annoyed at the fact that she's still up and the fact that she's done all that. So he is going to, when I've got this thing, he's not going to do any of those. He is just going to go. Wailing on this girl, going reckless for his first attack. Again. So this is just a straight roll because of disadvantage, and it does hit. Bloody hell, he hits like a truck.
Yep. That's our shoe.
It's our shoe.
Shoom.
First attack in your turn, you can decide to attack recklessly. Yeah, it's just the first. It's just the first attack though. So.
Those mushrooms.
I'm nervous
Mushrooms,
once he starts going after Janai. Like, oh boy.
The maul comes around and sweeps her across the legs, striking her there. The reckless goes away because it's just the first attack, so he'll hit again with disadvantage because she now has patient defense. Unfortunately, this time does miss the patient defense. She managed to step back just in time in order to avoid another crushing blow to her chest. So that does indeed miss. Rahad, annoyed at being knocked prone, is going to stand up for half his movement and is now going to try and wail on you, Janai, he's going to go with short sword this time because that failed. So he's going to try as he gets up, he's going to stab up. Oh, that shouldn't have been. Still hits. So let's get the rid of prone. Still hits though. Doing only 3 points of damage, so down to 1. 1 point of damage for that. He's then going to come round with his longsword from his right hand and hits you again.
Mm-hmm.
For 8 points of damage. Annoyed at the fact that he was not knocked on his ass by you, he's going to action surge.
Oh no. I look towards Farrell. How's he doing?
He's looking kind of woozy, and it's not just from being drunk.
Farrell is beginning to look quite rough right now. Take 1 additional tap on top of your regular and bonus. So he is simply going to strike at you again with his longsword, going in for a pierce, as it were. No. Hitting you again, hitting you in the chest. And yeah, it does indeed hit you, strike you heavily in the chest for that. For 7 points of damage. It is still partially resisted because of the spell. That will be, I believe, 4.
It says 3 on there. Mine showed 3.
Oh, then it would be 3 then. So yes, Farrell, you also take 3.
Yeah, because it rounds down. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you also take 3. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have
Sykes,
to cancel the spell.
Sykes, you can see that Farrell is looking very rough. You can see almost these wounds are beginning to open up upon him, or at least he seems to be bleeding from places he shouldn't be bleeding. Janai, you are up.
Oh wait, yeah. Also, when I cancel the spell, it also drops her AC back down. So I forgot how to remove the effect.
I'll remove it.
Okay, yeah.
There you go.
Just because I don't want Farrell to go down on the stand with 25 gold in his pocket.
Where is Farrell? Oh, Farrell's over there. Yeah.
Yeah, if Janai stepped forward one more square, I wouldn't have been able to actually affect her.
Wow.
Wow. She was sitting in the perfect spot.
Wowee. But Janai, you are up.
Right. Well, 2 can play that game. So, she spits some blood to the side and then takes another fucking swig.
Go for it. Nice, that
19.
hits. That hits.
Another trip attack, please.
Sure, no worries. Roll your spiritual die with that.
First my regular damage then,
Mm-hmm.
and let me mark off a die.
7 and your
And-
spiritual. Oh, and you can roll. You can always roll higher than the 1. There we go. So it's a full 10.
Yeah.
Yep, that was a 10.
Nice.
So let's add another 3 to that, so he's up to 36. And was it strength save or dex save?
Strength.
Strength. Right, strength save. Does a 9 beat your DC?
He's
No.
back down.
He's now prone again.
Sweet. I'm gonna wail on this guy. I'm sick of him.
Yeah, I
On the ground,
get
you
that.
get advantage.
You gain advantage
Ooh,
because
that's
he's
fun.
prone.
Wait, let me mark that advantage, and then let's.
That's a really cool combo with those weapons.
Oh.
That's an amazing combo. Yeah, that absolutely does hit. You get
Alright.
this time you get the angle right. It drives straight home.
And the damage.
It's a good damage. Yeah, it drives straight home, and this blast of wind goes out from your swords, casting sand and straw away from you and driving him further into the ground. He's on the floor. Is there anything else you'd like to do? Maybe an action surge?
No.
Or-
Yeah. Well, I was thinking of a combo, but let's leave that away. No, I'll take an action surge. Yeah.
Okay. Go for it.
And once more at advantage, of course. 'Cause
Yep.
He's still down.
He's still down.
So let's see.
No, not this time. Not this time. That final push was just that little bit too far, and you start panting a little bit, and you go for the swipe, but he dashes it aside with one of his swords. Is that your turn?
Well, with action surge, do you get both attacks again?
No, because
no,
only get
you can
one
take
bonus
one
on?
additional action.
it's an additional action. You need to have the extra attack in order to
Okay.
have that. So you can have an extra attack and two
But she
and
gets the extra attack at level 5. So.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, duh. I keep on
Level
forgetting
5, so
there's this podcast I'm listening to, and they specifically say that they house ruled action surge. Yeah, duh.
yeah, no, action surge is just an additional attack action, I believe.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
I'll take my
So-
free action to
Still
speak,
get 4 at level 5. But...
Go for it.
and I'll say,
Yeah.
still roaring, "You want to stay down!"
I'm gonna roll an intimidation check for that. Just roll me an intimidation from that with advantage because
Alright,
he's down on the ground.
Man,
I'll let you do a free
using
one there.
command Like that.
Yeah, there you go.
22.
Yeah, he now looks up at you in fear. So we're gonna see if he gets up or not. It is up to Kira now. What the fuck is he gonna do? She is gonna. Oh, I know what she's gonna do. I know what she's gonna do. She's gonna. Well, is she? Is she gonna do that? Yeah, she's gonna do that. She's going to turn. Oh yeah, he actually has. She has advantage because of that. She's going to strike at Shum with her quarterstaff, trying to crack him across the top of the head. Does indeed hit. She does only 5 points of damage to him, but she is going to channel her ki into that, or chi, whichever you want to call it, and force Shum to roll a Constitution saving throw, which he does succeed. There is a grunt from Shum, which you hear, Janae, as he gets struck across the head. But that's it. That's all that seems to happen. Annoyed at that. Actually, can she do this? Yes, she can. Because this is. Let me just have a quick think about this.
Did she roll with advantage against him?
Yes, she did.
Okay.
She's going to spend another key point to do flurry of blows.
Wow.
Yeah. Because you can if you do stunning strike, you can then also spend another one to do flurry of blows afterwards. So she's going to spend another key point to do flurry of blows on him. With
monks are terrifying. That's like
monks are pretty nuts.
Yeah.
Pretty nuts. Unfortunately, that does miss. However, flurry of blows is two additional attacks. Yeah, 2 unarmed strikes. So she's going to do another one on him again. This time it does hit. She strikes him across the chin for an additional 6 points of damage. He starts laughing. He seems to start laughing from that. But yeah, that's all she's got. That's all that's going to do. And then she's going to do as a bonus action. Yeah, no, she can't do that. Yeah, she can't do that. Okay, that is her turn. Let's see if she's going to be standing after Shum wails into her.
Shum time.
It's Shum time.
Ticked up Shum o'clock.
It's big Schumer big Schumer clock. He's going to go reckless on himself and is going to swing at her with the maul, striking her across the head. Yep, that's a hit. And this is going to knock her out. Yep, didn't even need to roll it. She gets cracked across the head and falls prone, unconscious, out. She is now out of the fight. Knowing what's happened, seeing that, Shun looks around and sees the pair of you, sees sees Rahad's grey meat on the floor, and sees you standing up. Unfortunately, Shania, you are the you're the target here because you're standing up and he's not. So he's going to go after you.
He
Move up
doesn't
to
like
you.
an easy target. Well,
Yeah, you're the bigger threat here, unfortunately. So he's gonna try and strike you across the head. Without. Let me just put the disadvantage on because he did the thing. So it was only the first attack. So this would be a standard roll. Does not hit you.
Nice.
Yeah.
That movement of go. He was a little bit. He slightly celebrating, but a little bit groggy from what he was doing. He tries to go across the back of the head again. He seems to like hitting the head. Seems as though that's the thing that tends to get people down quickly. But you see it coming and you dodge out of the way. It is now Rahad's turn. Rahad is going to. Yeah, he's not liking what's happening. He sees what's happening, so he's going to disengage. Get up for half his movement and simply move away because he doesn't like what's happening. It's 25. That would be 12. So let's call it 10. 5, 10. So he's going to move away for 10. Leaving you to duke it out with big man Shun. Janai, you're up.
I just yell, "Hey, he's running away!"
He let's see if he hears you. I doubt it. Let's just see if he hears you.
Let's see if he hears you.
I'm just curious. Let's see if he hears you. Oh yeah, he hears you. Where are you? Where are you? Oh, there you are.
Outside. Yeah, up
There
above.
you are. Now I see where you are. Yeah. He glares in your direction and just points in your direction. Shania, what would you like to do?
All right. The blood still dripping off my scimitar's eyes glowing, and voice booming. Earth still trembling.
Still trembling. Yeah.
I exchange a glance with Shum before I look at Rahat, and I rumble, "Coward!"
Kalima.
And I hope that Shum understands that first I want to deal with the coward before I can fight him. And I do not use any disengage action, but I will go over here.
Roll me a persuasion check. Roll your persuasion.
Persuasion. Let's see.
20.
Oh, that was outside the box. I rolled too
I'm
excitedly.
torn. I don't know who to root for because Shum is like Farrell's new friend with Janai.
Oh.
That was okay.
Okay. He does not take an opportunity attack on you.
Oh, that's nice.
His insight was because he's currently raging. You were trying to get through that, but he's also it's not the typical barbarian. It's totem warrior, so he has at least some awareness of what's going on, at least in my mind. So I rolled an insight, and he was able to figure out what the fuck you were talking about. So he is not going to do an opportunity attack on you.
So I'll snarl, flash my blades, and instead of attacking, use second wind.
Nice. Oh yeah, that's a thing. I forgot about that.
On my turn, I can use a bonus action to regain hit points. Oh, that's bonus action. Okay, that's cool. I did that. That was a bonus action. That's bonus action.
You did it as a bonus action, and your roaring was your persuasion. Was your action.
Okay, so it's 1d10 plus my fighter level. My fighter level is currently 4. So
14. Hopefully 14. 10.
10.
Sounds good.
I get 10 back. So this becomes 12. And I'll take another damn step. And I'll slay the coward.
No, you won't, because you were trying to persuade Shum to not fight you.
Oh, that was
Yeah. We'll make it that way so that you.
All right. I'll stay here and I'll. Yeah. Okay. That's good. That makes sense.
I'm surprised that Sykes isn't trying to start a chant.
Is he?
I mean, Janai was chanting for you, but I mean, you're not chanting.
Oh wow.
Too.
Well, it is now
Shum.
Shum's turn.
Farrell's almost dead, so like.
It is now Shum's turn.
Jabari from a corner going, Janai.
It is now Shum's turn. He saw you. You basically told him what you were going to do, and he let you do it. And he sees that the dwarf is up. I am going to roll a percentage die here, because I do not know. Because now both of you are a threat to him. So I'm going to roll a percentage die. 50% is going to be the dwarf. It's not. It's going to be you, I'm afraid, Janai.
Hello.
So he's going to run over to you, and is going to try. Is going to wail on you now. He basically gave you a free pass and is now doing the thing proper.
All right.
So he is going to go reckless. This is the first attack. And he does hit you with an 18.
Definitely.
Only 6 points of damage, so you're okay here.
All right, I'm good.
He's going to do the same thing again. I believe reckless is only the first attack. Yeah, it is just the first attack, so let me just get rid of that. Oh. An 8 will miss you.
All right.
So he goes to swing. He goes to swing at you, and he does collide with you. But he tries to follow up. But you manage to just move your body out of the way as he swings past.
I look at him like, "What are you doing? We killed the coward first." That's what I'm doing with my eyes.
He just grins. Just grins with a little bit of blood between his teeth from the pommeling that he got from Kira. Rahat is going to do the same thing to himself that you just did.
He's gonna get pummeled.
He's going to heal himself for 12 hit points.
What?
Oh.
Yeah, he got higher level than you. And seeing that you are currently engaging Shum, he's going to try and take the advantage here and go after Shum.
Ooh, Hubris is going to. Oh.
Yep, and I believe that's a action to. Oh, it's a bonus action. Oh, okay. Then he's going to attack with his longsword
Turn off the drums.
with advantage. Why? No. Okay, that shouldn't have happened. Let me just do that again. Actually, no, that would be 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. No, 18. What is his DC? So that'd be 18. It does hit Shum, actually. For 8 points of damage. Sorry, just to clarify, that should not have been a disadvantage. So I just took the 13 instead of the 9. Added 5 to that. His AC is 16, so he did actually hit. And now it's just the damage, so he does 8 points of damage, slashing him across the back. You hear Shum grunt from that. But he only takes half damage because he's a barbarian. Janai. While this is all going on, is there anything that you guys are doing?
I've been kind of saying different chants to Janae, but at the same time, but like, I've kind of been keeping an eye on this wolf because I'm actually really interested in this wolf too. I'm like,
wolf?
Kind of like, well, what's in front of me? There's like something in the cage in front of me, and it looked like a wolf.
Oh,
everything's
yes.
killed, so what?
There are a couple of cages. There are a couple of cages in front of you that were not opened, and the wolf in front of you is a creature of a very, very large type. It is massive. It's not wolf size. It is massive.
Okay.
It's a massive wolf basically in front of you.
It looks awesome.
Oh, getting attacked by that would be a dire situation.
Hey, you.
Hey.
Janai.
Yep. I'm going to circle around. I'm not leaving his threatened area.
Sure.
And I have a point to make. Okay, there's a
I'm guessing you do.
He's been annoying. we gotta hit him over the head. Also, like Shum already knocked someone out. It's my turn.
All right.
So first attack on Rahad.
Okay.
Yeah!
Oh! Natural 20. Very nice.
Maximum damage,
okay.
right?
So don't roll the damage on him.
Mm-hmm.
Let's have a quick look at the stats of your weapon. So this will be 6 plus 4 is 10 plus 3 is 13. So put a modifier plus 13, and then roll a d6 and a d4 for me.
All right, a d6. Here it comes. 5.
It's 5.
And a
D4.
d4.
So it's 5, 7, 13. That's 20. 20 points of damage.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Were you putting anything into that?
I'll make this another trip attack, please.
Okay, so roll additional die.
Yeah. Wow.
Wow.
Oh my god. So that's 27 points you have just thrown into him.
Yep. Squash the
Hang on,
bug.
let me just calculate this. 35 plus 27. 50. Oh my god.
Hi.
Oh my god. This guy's looking rough. He's still standing,
and he has
but
to make a strength save.
And he's going to make a strength saving throw. DC 15. This time he makes it.
Yeah.
This time he makes it.
Does.
With a 22, he definitely makes it. But oh my god, he is looking fucking rough.
I attack again.
Yeah, of course you do. Go for it.
Welcome to the jungle.
We've got fun and games, so.
That unfortunately does not hit this time.
Oh.
So you strike him, and you strike him in a way that he screams in pain from it, and you can tell that even though these blades are dulled from the magic, this bites.
Yeah.
This genuinely, this actually genuinely
bites. I expected him to be
bites.
lower because I expected him to be tripping. So.
You did, yeah.
My bad.
Yeah, and he stumbles backwards but doesn't fall. But the first attack bites, and this time genuinely draws blood. You can see that. You can see the gash from it. The gash from it is from his shoulder and is beginning to pour blood from it. That was a vicious hit from him from your first attack. But the second attack unfortunately does fail because he didn't drop down. Is that your turn?
Well, I got no other actions left, so I'll wink at Shum again.
But you've got another action surge.
Do I get 2 action surges?
Yes, you have 2 action surges.
Oh. Well, that's fun.
I
Hit Shroom. Hit
So if-
Shroom!
Not
Get
yet.
him!
I've got some. You know what?
Go for the throat!
Janai would kill that little fucking worm.
Yeah!
Yeah, that hits. Roll your damage. Actually, don't bother. Don't bother rolling your damage.
Don't bother.
How'd you knock him
Can
out?
I please?
Okay, fine. I want to roll my damage.
Fine. There we go.
Yeah, no, you absolutely knock him out. How'd you knock him out?
Well, let's
I
see.
can actually yell things now. Go for that.
Yeah, so the first one worked out. The second one didn't work. I wink at Shum, and then I just go, my turn. I think it's a diagonal upward motion,
Mhm.
just straight across the chest, and I clip his chin
Yep.
a little bit.
You hit his chin, knock it, slight knock, and he just falls flat onto his back. And yeah, he's been on his back 3 times, 2 times already. This is the 3rd time, and you can tell he is not getting back up.
Okay,
Shit.
I do still roar, and you stayed alone.
Absolutely, you roll that. Shum looks at you with this big grin on his face. You and I now. In common. And that is where we are going to end the session today because it is 9 o'clock and we have to stop there.
No! Like 2 hits away! Oh,
I missed this.
I
I
have
missed
to be
this.
here next week. I have to be here next week.
You have to be here next week,
So
yeah.
whatever happens in my life, I cannot miss this.
Sunday! Sunday!
Morphed in his action surge. I'm like, oh my gosh, he actually could knock me unconscious before I could end the spell. I had 3 HP left.
You have, yeah. Oh yeah,
I was
you do.
almost down.
You do.
I'll just into the fall.
I will.
Thank you, nobody. Thank you.
Yeah, you're doing really rough, and I have a feeling that somehow I've managed to balance this fight in almost perfectly for your character.
I think so. Yeah. I think
Somehow.
what with the help from friends I'm getting, and then there's all these people that are a little higher level, and this insane barbarian up that I'm really looking forward to it. I
Yeah.
don't know how far along he is, but he's been taking half damage for a couple of these things, and we'll see.
Well, now you actually have a certain sort of period to look at him. He's looking pretty good.
Yeah.
He's looking pretty
okay.
good.
I've got an ace up my sleeve.
Yeah, there you go. Oh my god, fuck. I've missed this. This is so much fun. Guys,
That was great.
memorable moments. Sykes, what was your memorable moment?
Freaking, what was everything today? Just coming back was my favorite moment. Like just being able
Me
to
too.
play today. But other than that, the whole Sykes almost beating Farrell in a drinking contest, but like passing out at the very end. It's just-
Almost beating. Farrell was not even close. What are you talking about?
True.
There was no contest there.
It was interesting. Farrell?
I mean, anytime I get to be goofy and stupid as Farrell is great. But I actually also really enjoyed a lot of the insights into Illyria's stuff. Like it was kind of cool to kind of break away from the silly to get to that, and then go right back into silly. Yeah, there was a lot of interesting stuff to learn about that, and I thought that was cool.
I do have to thank you, Zelma, for creating the character of Illyria to allow us to be able to do that. So that's awesome. It's very much something I do appreciate myself.
Yeah, the character is basically one who lost their past life and trying to gain that life back. That's
trying to
what
piece
I'm
it
going
together.
for. And
Yeah.
thankfully, I let the famous GM right here. I'm doing hand gestures, but I'm letting the famous GM do what he wants, and I'll rock with it.
Yeah.
And it's a lot more better than what I was originally going for, so keep it up, GM.
Okay, thank you. I'll take that as a compliment and I'll keep going. Memorable moments from viewers, please as well, Illyria, if you have any.
Well, let's see here. Sykes passing out.
Yeah.
Check. Lyria what's the word for it?
Reminiscing?
Yeah, reminiscing. Having those little memories. Talking to that.
1 second, I'll be right back.
It's a profound effect on Illyria. And, well, then those crits, man.
Yeah.
I was very well aware of what's going on, and my god, those natural 20s.
There's like 2 of them.
The potentiality of getting one shot is not awesome.
Yeah, it's a thing. It's a thing.
We have a lot of HP right now.
Yeah, and we'll be talking about that later after the show. But yeah, for the people watching at home, we don't do for now. We're just testing something out, and that's in terms of crits. We are doing max whatever die roll it is. You do the max damage on the die roll, plus your modifier, plus an additional die roll. So it's they hit hard. When they hit fucking hard. So
Everyone hits hard.
yeah, everyone hits hard. It's not just player characters, but also NPCs as well. They also hit very hard. So everybody hits hard. So it's general like that. And Janai, the star of the show for now.
Everything was great. I loved Illyria having tea with a mysterious stranger. I loved Sykes' face when someone said, "How's your wife?"
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I loved that.
And Farrell's just a big old cutie pie that I want to hug, and it's just amazing. I love that he won the drinking competition, and this is great. The fighting, awesome. The drunk fighting, even better.
Yeah.
Man, she
The
wanted
fact
me
that
by
you think
fancy
it's
ground.
silly, fucking hilarious.
The only reason why I'm not getting you to roll disadvantage in any of these things because I'm imagining that adrenaline has kicked in.
Oh yeah.
Adrenaline has fully
In
kicked
real
in,
life as
allowing
well.
you. Yeah, I imagine that. We're gonna go and raid somebody here, and I see that Captain Robert is alive and well, so we're gonna go and raid them. So please say hi to all the raids. There will eventually appear some emotes which you can use to have raids, etc. Eventually, I'm still working with somebody on that, but don't worry about that. They'll come eventually.
Nice.
So say hi to them, give them likes, give them love, and all that fun stuff. Take care of yourselves. I'll be back on Saturday with the Journey of Progenitas, so that's gonna be fun. And then Sunday with my much more darker, serious inverted commas D&D group on Sunday. So see you guys then if you want to turn up for that. If you don't, I'll see you maybe in another stream. Who knows when. Other than that, we'll be back next week with some more D&D on Thursdays and Sundays, as well as something else going on another day. So we'll see how that happens. Take care of yourselves.
Yeah.
More streams to come, yeah. Take care of yourselves. Love yourselves. Love each other. And we'll see you again soon. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.